Liverpool drew 0-0 at the Emirates. There is a lot to be discussed regarding formation, tactics, personnel. Not only that, people, is Arne Slot starting to win back over the fans. Let's get into this. Kopish Kollab, we move people.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kop-ish.
Being free back again, ripping LFC till the end, so go on tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions, we the best, we come again. Kop-ish clean up in every region, innovation in every season. Catch up in all the fast match up in real rap and drifty go tell them this is that, this is that. This is Kop-ish, this is Kop-ish. Reppin' Liverpool till the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that, this is Kop-ish, this is Kop-ish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kop-ish.
Yes, people, welcome back to Team Kopish. Not time it is the Kopish Kollab. Big up Don Hassan, big up Tom Little. Drift is here somewhere in the background, and Kyle should be on his way. Make sure you smash the like button as well. Make sure you subscribe. Obviously, you know, we made it to 40K. Now it's getting us to 50K, and then 75K, then 100K. Yeah, so let's do that, people. I'd really appreciate that. Not only that, this video is sponsored by okjersey.com. We can go and get your football jerseys for about £15. Use the code Kopish and get 8% off. With that being said, though, guys, welcome to the show. How are you guys, though, man?
I'm great.
I'm good. I enjoyed a Liverpool game for once. It's been a while since I
enjoyed the game.
Enjoyed the Liverpool game.
Yeah, I enjoyed the performance.
Well, that's obviously where we're going to start.
Okay, sorry. The start to Sam. Did you think the performance was good yesterday, Sam?
Yeah, I did.
I've just opened up my YouTube on a separate thing to look at Kopish's subscriber account. Well, I've got Mike dashing me recommendations going, sack the coward now, cowardly performance, meaningless draw.
Oh, yeah. Mike is mad. He messaged me
I think people
yesterday.
are still going to be mad, though, innit? I think two things can be right. You can think the performance is good, but you can also still want the manager out, and I think that's where a lot of us are at.
That's where you stand right now.
Yeah, that's where we
Why is that a thing, though? Can I just ask something? Why is it as Liverpool YouTube, like, this is something we suffer from? Why is it every single time, like, okay, me as Hussam, I'm slot out, right? Great. So I can't, you think I just can't give credit to the performance or something? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, some people struggle to do that. I think some people...
I can credit the performance and still want the manager gone because overall picture we failed. That ain't nothing crazy. That's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I can say you got it right yesterday because he did. He nailed it yesterday in terms of tactics. But I can still sit there and go, it's probably best if we move on because one game doesn't undo however many poor games. At the end of the day, we were the better team yesterday. People will moan, and I'm sure people in the comments are already moaning about it. We didn't have a shot on target. It's a fucking arbitrary stat that. We played with one recognised attacker in the front four yesterday. Our biggest threat was a right wing. It was a right back at right wing. We're not going to have 7 shots on target, this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, if you were to ask me which team had the best chance, it was us when Conor Bradley hit the bar.
Well said.
But we hit the bar, so it's not a shot on target. So did we actually do anything dangerous? No. Jeremy Frimpong cuts it back and Saliba gets the slightest touch, which takes it away from Verts, where he would have had a one-on-one 12 yards out from goal. You would have scored. Again, I'm not going to sit there and be, oh my God, how disgraceful was this? Wow, we did have a shot on target. No, at the end of the day, we went away to a team that everyone expected, myself included, everyone expected us to get battered. And we were the better team for 70 minutes. For 70 minutes that game, we were the better team. They had a good first 20, and then we started growing into the game. And I haven't seen a team dominate Arsenal like that in the second half. Again, it's just a case of we were lacking the firepower. We were lacking the guys up top. Through no fault of our own. If one of Ekitike, Isak, or Salah is in that lineup, we would. And I think everyone knows that. I think Arsenal fans know that. They didn't create anything. We were unlucky that we didn't have anyone fit.
Can I ask a quick question? You know, I agree with you with that, yeah, because I said it during the watch-along with Drift. I said, if we had any one of those recognised forwards on the pitch, I think we win the game. However, one thing that did come to my attention is if one of those players did start, do you still feel like we play the same formation?
Yes, I do.
and with the same approach.
The only way I think you do, because I think that Arne Slot set up that way for a reason. Because Arne Slot identified who Arsenal's weakness was, and it's their big money striker. Basically, all Arne Slot did was man mark. He had Gakpo and Frimpong man marking Capier and Timber. Wherever they went, the wingers went. Our fullbacks man marked their wingers, and our midfield three to a degree, because when we were defending deep, Szoboszlai dropped into midfield. That midfield three would man mark Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard. We basically just had a man shadowing all theirs, and the only guy we didn't man mark was Gyökeres. And we basically said either you play into us on the wing, or you play into your striker and have him try and link up. And they didn't play into him because they don't trust him like that. They did it once, and Van Dijk just jumped in and took the ball off him. And they went, "Oh, we're not doing that again. We're not going to fucking work if we do that." So Arne Slot nailed that. At the end of the day, I'm happy with that performance. Do I wish it could have had a goal in it? I do, but I also have to understand everyone expected us to get battered there. We were the better team for 70 minutes. And if we had one of them strikers, because if he has Ekitike available, he can play Ekitike off the left instead of Gakpo. If he has Salah available, Salah goes on the right instead of Frimpong. If he has Isak available, Isak probably takes the place of Wirtz, and Wirtz goes out to the left type thing. We could have stuck with that setup because he just wanted to play that way to nullify them. But if, like I said, we just have one of them attackers on the pitch. You know, some of them Frimpong crosses, someone who's more, who's more attuned to where crosses are going to go, who's got that instinct a bit more to get in front of them. Don't we know we should have the pen as well? The Wirtz one's a penalty for me because Trossard's nowhere near the ball, just clattered into. The only reason Wirtz takes a heavy touch is because he's brazen to get fucking clattered into. So that the pen. Their best chance was a 96-minute corner, which he heads onto his own knee. Like I didn't feel threatened in that game. People are going to moan about standards and this and that. At the end of the day, we are still shit, but that was a very good performance. That was a very good performance, and I'm not going to discredit us for that, especially with all the things that we lost. In terms of the attackers and who we were missing, and obviously gutting to lose Conor Bradley as well for an extended period of time, probably. It's going to have to force us into the market, though.
From a tactical point of view, I don't know if you guys clocked it or maybe it was just me. Yeah, when Arsenal had the ball, do you know what we did? We actually said to their centre backs, "We're not scared. You can have the ball." Because what we're going to do is we're going to block all the passing lanes of our midfield. So we're cool with that. But anytime Zubimendi had the ball, that's when I noticed that someone like Szoboszlai would chase him down. We basically said to Arsenal what teams have done to us a lot of times this year. When you've rightly said, Tom, they'll say, well, let Ibu have the ball. We don't.
Your centre backs aren't going to hit. We actually said your centre backs aren't going to hit us, and your striker's not going to hit us. So we'll just man mark all the players that could.
Yeah,
and then one of the players that we don't think is good enough to hit us has got to do something. And what happened? Gyökeres did nothing, and Gabriel and Saliba couldn't pass out the press very well. That's why in the second half, up until the 80th minute, they were terrified to pass the ball. How many times did they play the ball into the midfield? And Maka, who was fantastic, or Sabo, who was fantastic,
Maka was very
or Grav, who was fantastic, jumped on it, dispossessed the midfielder, and we had a potential counter-attack. But again, it's just a case of we were unlucky that we didn't have any real attackers available in that game, because if you had one of them available and fit and playing, I think it's a very different game. I think it's a case where the Arsenal defenders are even more scared and more space opens up and we get more chances like that. At the end of the day, our biggest threat was a Szoboszlai long shot. That was the only consistent threat we had. Szoboszlai getting the ball with a bit of space outside the box, can he hit one really well? And that's annoying, but it's no fault of the fucking manager. It's no fault of the manager because he can't pick anyone else. And everyone goes, oh, why didn't he make subs? A, what we were doing was working really well. You don't want to upset the balance of that. And B, it wasn't the game for certain people. It really wasn't.
All right.
It's not for Engamo with that game.
All right. So let me ask Sam. I had a slightly different view on it, and Drift is more aligning with you, Tom. So what I said during the watch along was that game there was screaming out last 5 minutes, bring on Ngamoa. Pace and trickery on a counter would have been devastating for us. Do you agree with that, or are you more aligning with Tom in terms of you don't feel like no one really should have been brought on and it was the right thing to do?
No, I agree with you, Matt. I do think like you there come a point in time in the 80-something minute, like 82nd, 83rd minute, where it's like Liverpool have 72, 73% possession, and I think it was time to switch things up at the time. I think Cody Gakpo was having one of his worst games, like yesterday. This is the one consistent where everyone kind of just agrees on one player not performing. I'm not scapegoating Cody Gakpo. I still think the issues at Liverpool are systematic, but yesterday, my God, he was dreadful. Like, I'll be honest, I think Rio Moa could have done more. I think Chiesa could have done more. Just give yourself a chance, you know. As Matt said, I agree completely. You know, get past one or two players, try to create something. The problem is Gakpo lost most of his aerial duels. He couldn't dribble, he couldn't create, he couldn't do anything on the football pitch. That's the issue. Like, and I don't believe he was an outlet for us either. I think Frimpong was a better outlet, even though if me and Frimpong are walking outside, people will think he's my son. That's how short he is compared to Cody Gakpo. Yet he was probably a better offensive outlet for us. Like, and the only thing that Gakpo did good was him, which is now a thing in the Liverpool fan base because we're a pathetic fan base, track back. Other than that, I just don't think he brought anything to the game. He was significantly like the worst player on the pitch, in my opinion. The rest all deserve credit. But look, if you're in Arne Slot's position, you got 70% possession away at the Emirates. Try change something around. You know, just give one forward a go. Give him an opportunity. He could have even went with Vert's left wing and Chiesa up top just for the last 10 minutes just to see, okay, what happens. Maybe I could have Chiesa on the halfway line. You know, he could get past people, shit like this. Like, I think that could have been a thing for us as well. But overall, by the way, this is a very good result, very good performance in my opinion as well. We were all scared before this game in terms of like the result. Like, shit, this could be 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. And based off the Fulham performance, which was horrendous. But we got it together yesterday and we played incredibly well, and all the players deserve credit and the manager deserve credit as well. Yesterday, even the slot inners were in my chat going like, it's time to make a substitution. Big up Sean. Like, even in the 80th minute, we're like looking at the possession stats and it's like 70+% possession. طب حبيبي, bring Rio on, bring Chiesa on. عادي, give someone give them a, you never know. Because it says, yeah, but then you've contradicted yourself. You, Tom. I tell you why you contradicted yourself. Because Matt asked the question: if we had a striker fit, would we have played that way? And you said yes. Yeah, but that upsets the argument.
It doesn't, because
because we went. How many midfielders did we play yesterday?
4.
Okay. Had Ekitike been there, who goes to the bench?
Probably Gakpo.
No, that's not true. Me and you both know that's not true.
How's it not true? How's it not true?
If Ekitike is available, he goes up top. And the one that drops to the bench, let's be objective about this, is either Verts or McAllister. Let's be honest.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's
because
not.
We've seen 100 evidence of it this season.
So the last time Ekitike was fit, he played Verts and Frimpong. So and Szoboszlai, he played the exact same 11 pretty much. He just had Joe.
Now you're being disingenuous because Gakpo wasn't fit at the time.
Gakpo was fit. He came off the bench that game.
He came off the bench because he's coming back from an injury. When both of them were fit at the same time, has ever Ekitike been played left wing for us this season? And the answer to that question is no. So don't lie.
Yeah. He played 2 minutes of it once and then got injured.
You're going to be wrong and strong, Tom, and I don't want to do this.
I'm not, because you could have done it the other way where Vert's on the left. I stand by the fact that he would have played the exact same system if he had a striker fit, because he played that system for a reason, and it was to exploit Arsenal. So he would have played that system with whoever he had available at the time. If he had Ekitike fit, he plays Ekitike. But the whole point in the subs thing is Gakpo was. I'm not against it, Sammy. Gakpo was very ineffective going forwards, but I did at least trust him a bit more defensively compared to a Rio or a Chiesa just in that environment. And the fact is, if we brought Rio on, he could have been a threat. But I don't think we'd have went down that side because Timber was fit. The side to go down is the side of Lewis Skelly. It does not matter. It does not, because you've got to go down the right-hand side.
Hear me out. When I said to Drift, on the watch-along, I said, don't bring on Chiesa, just bring on Rio. You see that pace and trickery? Because now you've got Frimpong on one side, and now you've got Rio on the other side. And what you're saying to Arsenal is we're not going to be as predictable, because it was quite predictable, like getting the ball around that half space on the right-hand side, because obviously we're trying to exploit Skelly. Whereas I felt like if we had Rio, we could have utilized the space on the other side. And don't get me wrong, Drift said it as well. Timber is a great defender. However, Timber was probably too comfortable. And remember, I'm talking last 5-10 minutes, like now fresh legs, maybe against tired legs, tired minds. Like
But Matt,
we might have got something
team,
out of there.
The team was set up to the game was flowing down Frimpong's side because Lewis Skelly was injured. Nkapia got injured, went off. Lewis Skelly was so off the boil and injured that I wouldn't want the ball to go to Rio versus Timber because that's a very equal matchup. Rio could get past them sometimes, but Frimpong was getting past Lewis Skelly every single time.
What about this though? What about this? And Drift, you can attest this again, right? I said this to Drift. I said, as good as Timber is, we only need Rio to get past him once. Because remember, football's about moments. It's not. I understand more times than not, Timber will probably be able to stay with him and get back in. But I'm just saying, you need that one opportunity. You see, when Frimpong got that one opportunity, in fact, Frimpong had 2 opportunities. The cross, like you said, which got deflected, but the other one, he was running in on goal and decided not to go and shoot.
They were the same one. They were the same one.
I was the same one. Do you know? You see that there, yeah? That there showed you the reason why he is a right back and not a right winger. But obviously, we had to play him, right? But if that's Rio on the other side, Rio's going for goal. Do you get what I'm saying? You needed. I felt like we needed a little bit more.
I don't think he is in that game, though. I don't think he is. I think Rio. I think Rio in that game. I think it might have just been a bit too much. I understand. I understand why Gakpo stayed on because if I look at that front four, it's because he's not bringing Chiesa on. The other one I would have heard is Chiesa because Chiesa he loses the height, but he's a goal threat.
No,
my whole thing is that. If you're only going to attack down the right, which is what we should have done because Lewis Skelly was so bad and we were getting so much joy down that side. And what it was doing as well was it was taking Declan Rice out the game because Rice was having to go track all the way because Lewis Skelly needed help. So Arsenal didn't have a counter-attacking threat that side. On the other side, it would have been different. So for me, you had to keep going down that side. Frimpong had to get better crosses in. But I understand why he's kept Gakpo on the pitch because that's your only goal threat out that front.
And experience. I understand that. But when you've got a youngster...
That's why I'm saying Chiesa. I would have been the same with Chiesa because Chiesa can come on and has a bit more goal threat.
This game for me wasn't for Chiesa. It was for Rio. Because you see the way how he was countering, yeah? That one through ball by whoever it could have been. When you've got Rio who's got Syrian pace, yeah? And he's got that unpredictability, he's going to cause way more problems than a Chiesa. In my opinion, in that particular game. Drift, let me ask you, because obviously, Drift, we done a watch-along, yeah? Big up yourself, bro. In terms of what we're speaking about now, in terms of like the change we could have made, are you still sticking by your guns? Like, are you with Tom, like thinking maybe it was the right thing to do, or are you looking back now thinking, do you know what? I hear what you're saying. Maybe we could have done that, and we might have been able to get something from the game. In your opinion?
No, I'll still stick by it. I completely agree with Tom. I think people aren't giving Slot enough credit for realizing the mistake he made against Fulham when he was making changes for the sake of making changes, and it cost us the win. He stuck with a team that was that was playing well in the game and could have won the game. And I just think it's a little bit. Do you know what? And again, this is just me. Maybe I'm like overthinking it, so don't take it personally.
And maybe it's 5-10 minutes, Jeff, not 60 minutes. I just said for the last 5-10.
No, I get that. Yeah, and again, don't take it personal if you think I'm talking to you, but I just think that there's some people. No, I mean like anybody who thinks I'm talking to them. I'm not trying to like have a dig at someone. This is just what I feel. I believe that because Slot is public enemy number 1 amongst the fan base, it's just easy now to find something to be annoyed at him about. And I think all football fans are guilty of doing this across the history of football, right? I don't think there's anything you can say about yesterday's performance in hindsight negatively. But if you don't like Slot, you're going to find something. And the no substitution thing is a thing you're going to find. Oh my God, we could have won that game if you'd have made a sub. And all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's a lot of revisionism going on with Rio. I love Rio. And I think Rio's going to be an absolute star in the future. But if you think about the last 3 times Rio came on, Brentford, Leeds, and when was the other? Nottingham Forest. He was dog shit. And he's a 17-year-old kid. That's going to happen. But he didn't affect
He
any of those
wasn't dog
games.
shit the last times he came on.
He wasn't dog shit.
I was going to say,
When was the
came
last,
on.
all right, maybe dog shit's too far. When was the last time Rio
And he
came on?
played
in
like
the game?
4 minutes each game.
Brentford was the last time Rio
He's
came
made
on
a
in the
couple
game.
of cameos. 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Leeds.
But you lot said you just wanted him to get 5 or 10 minutes. He got 6
Leeds.
minutes against Leeds, did nothing. Got 20 minutes against Nottingham Forest, did nothing. Why does everyone think Rio, because he's got talent, is just all of a sudden now going to be able to come out the cold,
Rio
come into the game and be brilliant in the match? It doesn't work like that.
He was
He's
good against
17.
Leeds. He
He
was
doesn't
good
have
against
body
Leeds. Though.
strength.
Drift, I'm with you, but Leeds is not the game to throw at him and say he did not when he came on. He created 2 of our best chances when he came on.
No, he did. Against
did.
Leeds, he didn't do anything
Yes.
against Leeds.
He
What did he do against Leeds? We had
was
no
beat-
opportunities.
he was beating his
against
man and
Leeds
putting
where
the
we
ball
looked
in the box.
threatening. Come on, man.
He
At
did
what
well
point?
against
No,
Leeds.
but Rio
did
was
well against
Rio was.
Leeds.
But Rio,
He got
here's the
20
thing.
minutes against
So-
Nottingham Forest, guys. He didn't change the game, do anything. That was at home.
But we're
Again,
not.
he's
No, but Drift. Here's the thing. So with Rio, no one expects.
We're doing a lot of fantasy. Rio would have come on. Because he's got talent, they're thinking, what he could have done. I've watched Rio come off the bench this season and do nothing pretty much in most games. Whenever he's come on, apart from Brentford and Newcastle, right at the beginning of the season, Rio has not come on and been effective in the match to the point where you can convince me coming on in that environment yesterday was beneficial. I just don't believe it. So I
Shall I
actually
tell you
think it was
why?
way better to keep Gakpo on. And I think dismissing what Gakpo did defensively is very disingenuous as well. I think Gakpo is a presence in the box defensively. Whether he's great or not, he's still a presence. He's tall. He can get to the ball. If you bring on Rio, who's going to be weak in the air, Arsenal are great at set pieces. You're also diminishing yourself a player in the box to help you in that regard. And look, right at the end, they had that chance. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what if that had been Rio trying to mark a player?
I'm looking at the stats, by the way. Rio against Leeds.
Rio wouldn't have been in the box.
Rio against Leeds had 100% successful dribble rate. He even won all his ground duels. He created 2 chances.
But
he had
nothing
a
came
defensive.
of it, though.
He had a
Hassan. That's
defensive
just stats. I watched the
contribution,
game.
and he had 92% passing accuracy. I don't think he was bad against Leeds at all. And also, I don't think
maybe dog shit was too far, but he didn't do anything.
He wasn't
though,
even. He was.
Do you remember
good against
anything
Leeds.
actually coming of it? No.
Yes, and also I think you're actually being disingenuous because the reason why I think you're being disingenuous is us giving constructive criticism to Arne Slot is not just because, oh my God, we're Slot out and that's it. I'm not the wrong and strong type. I give credit where credit's due. I'm not sat here going like, oh my God, look at the standards. Slot is a coward. I could have done that if I wanted to, by the way. Just so you know.
That's why I said only if you think
I could have come here and went like, where is the Liverpool standard? This is why we went 30 years before without a league title. We're now celebrating a draw. We could have easily we're content creators. We know if I wanted to do that, I could have, but I didn't do that. I'm giving credit to the manager. But I'm saying now, you're at a point in time where Arsenal are so ineffective. They aren't doing anything going forward. Our structure is great. You've got 74% possession of the football. Bring on a forward that can beat us fullback mano a mano and maybe create an opportunity for us. And guess what? It's a risk I'm willing to take, because I don't think bringing Rio on would have stopped us from winning the game. And also with this whole defensive contribution stuff, respectfully, like we're doing what Arsenal fans do with Martinelli. I'm actually being completely honest here. I'm not even trying to waffle or anything. I'm not even doing an agenda. I don't even dislike Cody Gakpo. I'm not a Gakpo hater or anything. But we're doing what Arsenal fans do with Martinelli. Oh my God, he's a defensive winger and all this. I like, for me, defending is the last thing I look at when I look at any forward line player. Like, that's the last attribute I'm looking at. I'm looking at so much more than defending.
Just
and if you wanna, like,
just
even with
yesterday.
constructively criticizing Gakpo, he lost most of his aerial duels against Timber, who's way shorter than him. So he wasn't even a successful outlet for us, which is way more important than him being basically tracking back. Because guess what? Rigo Moa would have tracked back. Chiesa would have tracked back. So those are 2 players that definitely.
Yeah, but when you're saying that, I get where you're coming from. But I'm talking about defensively helping us and long ball it to him and asking him to beat Timber in air, who's a great defensive player and good in the air. Maybe he should do better than that. But I don't think that's the
Gakpo to beat him in the air though, because he's much taller.
No, but you're asking him to beat him in the air in a different way to being in the box to be able to help defensively. Just getting your head to the ball and getting it away from an attacker is successful from a defensive point of view, as long as you don't head it in your own goal. Whereas if you're long balling it to him and asking him to hold it up, it's a much harder task. So yes, he should have been better at it, but that's a different way to display your aerial ability. I don't want Frimpong and Rio and Chiesa and players like that marking Arsenal players from a corner. I would rather Gakpo. I'm not saying he's brilliant at it, but do you get what I mean? Like Arsenal are amazing in the air.
No, I understand what you're saying.
You do not want your weaker in the air, shorter players.
I understand that.
And
Let me ask you a
Arsenal,
question, Drifty. Who was a better outlet,
Frimpong
Frimpong or Gakpo? Who was a better outlet yesterday, Frimpong or Gakpo?
Frimpong.
I agree with you. Do you think it's okay for Frimpong to be a better outlet than Gakpo?
Yes, in the context of how he was an outlet, because it was through balls for Frimpong along the floor, which is if we were putting it in the air to Frimpong, he wouldn't have been effective.
I would say the main role, most important role that Gakpo had on the football pitch yesterday was probably being an outlet for us. Even Allison, if you notice, most of the goal kicks, every time he had the ball, he was aiming to try to find Cody Gakpo.
Yeah,
so his role on the pitch was to be an offensive outlet for us. I'm sorry, like the 5'1" guy cannot be a better outlet than you. Like I'm just, also Frimpong is not naturally a winger as well. Frimpong is not a winger naturally as well.
I will say though, Hassam, he can in the situation because again, Frimpong was up against 2 injured fullbacks all game who couldn't keep up with him pace wise. Nketiah pulled his hamstring trying to keep up with him pace wise, and Lewis Skelly came on, couldn't handle him pace wise. I get why he was the outlet in that sense, and that's why you want him there at points because he's so fucking quick. He's so quick. There were situations in the game where if the ball doesn't bounce that high, Frimpong is in on goal. I understand. So I understand why he's the outlet. Gakpo did not play well as an outlet, by the way. He didn't play well as an outlet. He wasn't winning his aerial duels to the same degree. When the shot comes off the bar and it falls to him,
what does he try and do? Cut in.
He shouldn't cut inside. He should just hit it with his left foot.
Even
if it's not a clean connection, he's got more chance of going in. So he didn't play well with the ball. But I do think that in a game like this, for a one-off moment where I do have to look at what we did defensively, because we set up defensively and we set up to nullify them, and the entire reason we had as many opportunities as we did was because of the work we done defensively in that first half to throw them off the game. I do have to credit Gakpo a bit with that. On the ball, not great. Really not great. Off the ball, can't knock him. So then do I want to give what we were doing off the ball up, give Arsenal an avenue to start playing their football again for a couple more opportunities potentially with the ball? For me in that moment, probably not. Probably not. I wouldn't want to do that just because of the way the game was going. And I think that it wouldn't make sense to bring on an outlet left winger when the clear obvious option was to keep going down the right because no one on that side could handle.
You're just adding a little bit more of unpredictability. I'm not saying you can't still use Frimpong. It's just what it is. You're just giving You're just giving Arsenal another thing to worry about. Remember, we're not talking half time.
What about what sense? What about more?
So, all right. So when I say worry about, so you see when we were dominating the ball, but you could mainly see that the idea was to get Frimpong cleaning through and goal, through ball, or work that space.
You want Frimpong in behind the defense.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is there was nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying though is if you got Rio on the other side, and again, this is the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the game, yeah. Arsenal are now thinking, crap, now we've got 2 speedsters. Now we've got 2 of them. Now we've got 2 people that can run in behind. Now we're really on the back foot. Because remember, as good as Frimpong is, like we've all been saying, from an attacking point, he can be a little bit rash with his crossing, and sometimes his crossing can be a bit obviously like inconsistent. And the last thing I'm gonna say on this, last thing I'm gonna say on this, this is the drift now about the Cody Gakpo thing. Fully understand where you're coming from a defensive point of view, but there has been situations though, even this season, where teams have scored from corners and Gakpo's seen legging it towards the halfway line. And Drift, remember, we've had these conversations as well, and I've tried to defend him. We've had conversations about Gakpo, how about he's big but he doesn't use his strength, bro. He's actually kind of weak for someone. So I know what you're saying about the height thing, but even in the air, I know you're saying like presence and
presence and distraction.
Yeah, but sometimes, but the thing is, Gakpo's not great defensively. I just think he's okay. So even if we're saying, all right, do you know what? Last 10 minutes, I'm not even saying take off Gakpo. I'm just saying bring on Rio for whoever. Just bring him on. You just add another dimension there, and I think Arsenal panic more. That's how I see
Also, when
it.
we say defensive contributions, just so Drifty and Tom can clarify, what defensive contributions are we referring to? Because he lost 65% of his ground duels and lost 60% of his aerial duels.
Okay, so
That's quite high.
So again, he won some of them. It's not a great percentage. Ideally, you'd want more. But what he was doing all game was marking Timber. He was marking Timber. So Timber was off. There was points in the game where Gakpo had to go at centre back because the whole point we were doing is we were marking all their wide players, so they were forced to go into Gyökeres, who they didn't want to go into because he can't do anything, and we'd win the ball back. And what the whole point of that was, we'd do that for 20, 25 minutes. Then Mikel would start going, fuck, I need to think of a new way. They'd go away from their way of playing. They go away from their successful way of playing into new things. And that's when we pounce on them. And that's when they'd start trying different things, riskier things. We'd intercept it, we'd jump on them, we'd get it. But that's only because of the work we were doing in that first half an hour to nullify them and panic them. And I can't discredit Gakpo for that. And he continued doing that in the second half as well. When Timber was getting forwards, Gakpo was following him.
So
my whole
basically,
thing with this,
tracking back.
Yes, but it's not. The
Okay,
thing is,
and now I'm asking you an objective question. Would Rigo Mwan Chiesa have tracked back? That's it. I'm not insulting you.
I can't trust Rio to do it to the same degree.
Rio's a kid. He 100% would have tracked back because he's trying to impress the manager.
Hassam,
Chiesa is a hard-working player anyway.
You can't just dumb it down. You can't just dumb it down to, oh, will he run with him? It's not about will he run with him. It's will he be an actual decent sort of option to stop him? If Timber's up against a 5'5" Rio who's dropped in at centre back, they're still going to pass it to Timber because Timber will dominate Rio. The thing with Gakpo is Gakpo's 6'4". When he's defending and he's got Van Dijk telling him to stop being a fucking fanny, he's got a bit of strength about him and he can hold them up and he won't go, oh, you know what, we can go to Timber because he's got the beating of Rio there defensively. He's got the beating of Chiesa there defensively. I'm not saying Rio and Chiesa won't run back with him. They will run back with him, but they won't nullify him in the same way having Gakpo marking him does. And on the attacking side of it, Matt, I get what you're saying. Rio comes on, even though I don't think he's a running behind type winger. I think he's a guy who wants it to feet, bring the fullback out, and then run past them. I don't think he's necessarily running behind kind of guy. The problem that you'd have then is you take Gakpo off for Rio. Rio's not this goal scorer at this point in his career. I can't say he's a goal scorer. He scored one senior goal, and I certainly don't think I can say he's a goal scorer against an Arsenal type thing. So we bring Rio on. He's coming on to beat his man and put a ball in the box. Frimpong on the other side, beat his man, put a ball in the box. We've got no goal threat. All we're doing then is doing crosses into the box with no threat. At least when there's Frimpong on the right and Gakpo on the left, the crosses have a focal point to aim for in Gakpo, who is 6'4" and should win his headers. Now, if he doesn't, then you're sitting there and he's getting more grey. But the crosses weren't good enough.
Stay in the box though. That's another thing.
Gakpo was in the box for every single Frimpong one yesterday.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Gakpo's presence
was just getting the cross wrong to be.
I know, but Gakpo's, one of them we did get. But Gakpo's presence in the box. I know what you're saying. It can work. It's just not something that I would rely on. But here's another thing though. Are we looking at this wrong?
In a normal situation, I agree. But we don't have any other fucking option.
Here's what I'm saying.
Chiesa getting rebounds if he comes on.
Are we doing this wrong?
That I've seen someone get 5 goals. Right.
Is there a world where you can keep on Gakpo and still bring on Rio and take off someone else? Is there a world where that can happen? No. Nothing that can happen. I'm just asking questions. Guys.
No, Gakpo up top would have been eaten alive by Saliba and Gabriel. You couldn't beat Timber, who's shorter than you. You're not going to beat Saliba and Gabriel in the end.
Because you know what I'm thinking? I know you're talking about crosses into the box here, but sometimes, you see, like, all right, so I'll go back to the City game. I feel like Liverpool tried to play how we played against City last year when we played the 4-2-2.
We did.
But if you remember, obviously, we had better caliber of players playing. Obviously, Diaz was there, Salah was there. Do you get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, though, because the ball into the box, especially if you're putting in crosses in, wasn't really going to work against Gabriel and Saliba. You kind of want to keep the ball on the floor and carve them open like that. And you see when we're talking about Wirtz nearly getting a penalty, that's the type of thing. No, but you see where Wirtz should have got a penalty, in my opinion. That's where you're thinking Rio with Wirtz, like a 1-2 sharp movement. I have more faith in that than flinging in crosses every minute.
Disagree.
You get what I'm saying?
Disagree.
Oh, you don't?
Because Rio wouldn't have consistently beat Timber. The whole reason that Wirtz thing worked was we didn't go down the wing. It got played into him.
No, but Rio doesn't have to Rio doesn't have to consistently beat Timber. What he's got to do is just try and get past him sometimes and try and get final ball perfect.
So the one thing I'll say about the midfield is the midfield didn't play to the wingers. It was the defense playing longer balls to the wingers or the fullback linking up with the winger. It wasn't Verts getting it. Apart from the few times where it was the only option, the midfield's main thing to do was be tight together and link up with each other. The one that hits the crossbar, I think 3 of the midfielders are involved in it, all within a fucking triangle.
That's what I'm saying. Rio can play that type of football.
Gakpo can play that type of football better than Rio.
In the tight spaces?
Yes, because he's done it last year. In that environment, Gakpo's better. And I understand again, maybe Rio's got a bit more energy about him. Maybe he's a bit more unpredictable.
Not in the wide area.
I'm sacrificing too much if I bring Rio on and take Gakpo off on the defense.
Johnny, can I be honest? In the wide areas, we have to be honest. In the wide areas, I think Rio can exploit his defender way better. So even if you want to say he's not going to get past Timber all the time, that's absolutely fine. One thing we're also doing as well is we're forgetting that we are the team that had lion's share of possession. So I know everyone keeps talking about this defending thing. Obviously, we had to defend, yeah. But there were so many times when we were attacking, and it just made me feel like if we had a Rio there. In where we've got the possession where McAllister and Gravenberg and Soboslai playing triangle passes and we're carving them open, I kind of wanted someone else with a bit more dynamism. That's what I'm saying.
Who is score? If we take Gakpo off and bring Rio on, who do we look at and go, that's who I want the chance to fall to? Because even though Gakpo had a bad game, he was the only one on the pitch. I wanted the chance to fall to him because I know he can score goals. If we took Gakpo off, our top scorer on the pitch would be the right DM in Gravenberch. That'd be the top scorer of the season. So again, we didn't have any goal threat outside of Gakpo, and he didn't play well.
Go on, Jeff. The other thing as well, Matt, is what you're talking about with the lion's share possession and dominating the play. That would mean Rio would have had to come on way before the last 5 or 10 minutes. You're talking like half an hour to go bring on Rio. The last 5 or 10 minutes, Arsenal kind of pushed us back a bit, and we was like, we've done our job. Let's get the draw. We actually didn't really do much attacking in the last 5 or 10 minutes. It was more the majority of the second half. Like if you remember the last like 5 or 10 minutes, remember they won a couple corners. Was like, right, let's just see this out. The Bradley injury happened. Last 5 or 10 minutes of that game wasn't really Liverpool attacking. We kind of was like, we've done our job now, and we just started to see the game out. So if Rio comes on at that point, we weren't really doing much attacking then. So then that's why I'm saying I don't think Rio is good defensively the way Gakpo can be, and that was why I think that would have been an issue to do it. If you're talking about bringing on Rio to be effective when we're on top of the game, that means he's got to come on in the 60th or the 70th minute.
See, I disagree, Jeff. I think even with the corner, I think they only had like 1 or 2 corners.
They had one in the second half.
But I think the mentality changed as well, Drift. So when the managers kind of said to probably giving the message, everyone's boom, 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 we'll take a point. Maybe you're right. But I just feel like, again, maybe the manager could have been a little bit braver. This is not me criticizing, it's me thinking,
like a difficult slot press conference.
Yeah, it's like, could we have got more out of the game? And obviously, it's just, it's an afterthought. You're thinking to yourself, could we have got more? But for me, it was more during the game. Remember, I kept on saying, don't bring on no one else, just bring on Rio for the last. As I said, just bring on Rio. I said, I want to give Arsenal another thing to worry about because they're really worried about Frimpong, but we're almost being a bit too obvious, even though it was still working. Now, you put Rio there, I feel like Arsenal might panic because remember, Rio's still an unknown quantity, So as great as Timber is, you see when you're an unknown quantity and you don't know what you're going up against. That's also another aspect where the defender's got to be a bit worried, as good as Timber is. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I still think Rio does.
Remember, Timber knows Gakpo, That's his brethren. It's like, I know you, you know me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, Rio's an unknown quantity. So to your point, Drift, he might not have done nothing.
Each other in the end and hugging each other.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Drift, to your point, you could be right. Rio could have came on and done absolutely nothing, and I could have been sat there going, well, that didn't work. Or it could have been like, bro, you see this unknown quantity with Rio. You just don't know. He could have done. You get what I'm saying?
But then we also could have had Timber make a marauding run down the right hand side, putting across. They score from it, and we're like, that's because Rio weren't tracking him. And then everybody who's saying that the winger tracking back shouldn't count.
But you know what it is, though, Drift?
I think Rio would have
tracked back.
Negatively. I think Rio would have been tracked back.
No, but
I
would he have
think Rio
trapped
would-
back effectively? Because Tom's right. There's a
Yes,
difference
and I
between
think he has
running
all the
because
track
you're
back.
making effort and actually, like, I've never seen Rio run back and put a foot in to have evidence that he's capable of
No,
doing
Rio
it.
will put a foot in.
Rio definitely will put a foot
Yeah,
in.
he's tenacious. You know, he reminds me a little
you've
bit
got
of
to
like
remind me of evidence of him doing this for me to know
Rio
that
is a
he's capable.
17-year-old kid. He's 100% gonna run up and down that flank.
No,
with
but you're
issue
talking
whatsoever.
about theoretically. There's no actual proof of
No,
that.
I'm not
That's
talking
just
about
a theory.
theoretically. Every time he's played left wing, I haven't had a problem with him tracking back at all.
No, but
I've
Rio's
seen him track back.
Rio's
I
kind of
don't
like
remember-
he's
I
he's
don't
in that. You
remember
remember young
him.
Sterling? Like them, like they might not be the greatest, but because they're
He's
tenacious,
tenacious,
it makes them
you know?
problematic. Like, do you know them
but
little
this
man
is
there that they
Arsenal
just
at the
run at you
Emirates.
and putting that foot in? They don't care if they give away the foul. So you're right. Rio's less disciplined, Gakpo more disciplined, but Rio is tenacious. Like he's that type of player. Like just wants to
I
get a
still
foot
think
in, and
that's
he
all
like, you know what I mean?
theoretical, though.
Yeah, he doesn't
And it might not
strike
work,
me as
it
a
might
player
not.
So I don't
just
think
allow
we've got any
Timber to walk
evidence of him
past him
doing
and
it.
that's it. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna get back.
I just don't think, just on what I've seen from Rio so far this year, not necessarily Rio, just from what I've seen from the lineup that we had there in terms of what I think would have happened even if Rio beat his man. I don't think the risk outweighed the rewards. I think if Rio beat his man, he's either got to beat another two men and whip one into the top corner, or he's going to cut it back to no one in the box because the midfielders, because of the line that we had, and there wouldn't have been any box presence. So for him,
Soboslai would have been at the edge of the box, I reckon.
But that's no. We've done the cutbacks and they still stopped it.
Yeah, but
We've
when
done
you,
cutbacks and they still stopped it.
but sometimes you can create a better or higher chance opportunity. Listen, Tom, what you're saying is still possible.
If we had a striker, if we had Ekatike or Isak,
I don't think no one's wrong in this, you know, because that's
for me, I'll say if we had Ekatike or Isak on the pitch, Gakpo for Rio was the first sub I'm making, because that's when the risk when the reward outweighs the risk, in the sense of maybe we let Timber get into the game a little bit more. But you know what? If both sides are doing it and I've got a 9 in the box, we can do something. But the fact was, if I've got both my wingers beating the men, there's no one in the box for them to do anything anyway. They're going to be right by the byline. They've got to either do an amazing cutback past 3 players to a guy on the edge of the box who's then got 3 men in front of them, or they've got to do a mad little mazy run along the byline, cut back inside and smash it top corner.
Yeah, but look what Verts did by himself, though. All I'm saying is,
but Florian Wirtz is the £120 million footballer.
Bro,
what those wingers are.
No, Tom. But you're making it seem like, if Rio gets the ball, he has to go past 3 people. He ain't gonna do all that, bro. You know, sometimes you just need a crime partner. Man's got a crime partner, bro. Man's got Verts there. Like we're acting like Verts can't play quick 1-2 with Rio. Did you get what I'm saying? Like these things are there. Like we're forgetting we got Florian still on the pitch, you know, at these times.
My big thing is, where is the goal coming from? I at least knew there was an avenue
Rio
to goal with Gakpo on. Rio and Gamoa, who has got 1 goal in his career. I would be a lovely story.
Yeah, guess what? He's gonna make 2 goals.
I can't back on it reliably. The one thing that I looked at and went, he's been shit. But if we put a decent cross in, he's got the height advantage on Timber. And so you know, you were saying before, there's no point in putting the cross in because Saliba and Gabriel there. I agree. That's why Gakpo's on the left. Because if Frimpong puts in the correct cross, which he didn't do, not knocking his performance, by the way, he's great, but his crossing was a bit shit. If he puts in the correct cross, a little dinked one to the back post, Gakpo should be winning that header. And if he doesn't, my reaction is very different here. And I'm going, that was the one thing you're there for, and you're not doing it, so you shouldn't have been on the pitch. But we didn't even get that opportunity presented to it. So that's why I was a bit more sort of, I don't know if I want to upset the balance and try and change for something different when I think that loses our only real goal outlet. Because the other one we've got is a Soboslai long shot or Wirtz dancing through 3 of them. They're just so unlikely.
You know who else can dance?
But Rio's got to dance through 5 of them. Because he's got to start on the left wing and then cut inside and then dance through all the guys in the middle anyway. Salsa, it's a lovely story, but I just don't think it can happen. And look,
anyway, a draw away at the Emirates is a good result regardless of context. A draw away at the Emirates, a draw at the Etihad, those 2 stadiums, it's good to get a draw away, and you know, slots time won't be judged by a draw away at the Emirates. It's a good result. It was a very good. It was a defensive masterclass. I think it was a tactics masterclass as well with the way that he set us up. And at the end of the day, his hands are tied because you've only got Frimpong as an option for right wing and maybe Chiesa, you could say. and you know, he has no option up top because our strikers are injured. So he did the best with what he has. You know,
Yeah,
the
no,
games
I
that
agree.
worry me are Barnsley and Burnley, not Arsenal.
Right, so let's move on a little bit. So obviously it was a good result for Liverpool. I still personally think everyone's sort of their feelings towards the manager hasn't changed. But does it ever make you wonder though? Also, like, why it's only this game we played like this, and why didn't we play like this at the Etihad? And like, I know I'm asking you like an
Who was
impossible
asking for
question,
this?
but
Who was
why?
asking for this setup last summer? Who was going in the summer? You buy Florian Wirtz and you can run your 4-2-4 again, which worked so well in the games that you used it in, and you can do it attacking or defensively. This is a setup that works for us because it puts the majority of your players in a position they enjoy. Did you notice that McAllister had his best game of the season yesterday because he had the right setup around him? Gravenberch had his best game of the season yesterday, in my opinion, in terms of dominating the midfield. Rice couldn't get near him. Super amazing Declan Rice, best midfielder on the planet, could not get near Gravenberch yesterday because he had the right setup around him. Szoboszlai looked better than he's looked in the past month for me in that game in terms of his all-roundness. He was everywhere defensively. He was driving us forward. He was a real, he was our biggest goal threat in actuality and how the game went because of his long shots. Wirtz, I thought, looked quite good. I thought his overall game plan was well, but it's because of the right setup. We were missing some players. If you run that same setup, but you're able to put in a Salah and an Ekitike, then all of a sudden, you've got not only a solid base for your midfield to all work with each other, because I think the combinations in midfield was the best they've been so far this season.
For the raid.
But then you've got your goal threat.
But would Salah have tracked back, Tom?
I think he would have done, because he did last year against City.
That's a good. That's a very good point.
The only difference would have been is that we have to be honest. That 34 years old, Salah wouldn't have had the pace to be effective.
We are the saddest fan base in the league.
I agree, Drift. But I think that you play it differently when Salah's there. So I think Frimpong goes to right back. Frimpong gives you that overlap threat, and Salah just gets to do the cut inside thing. Because that was to a degree what he did last year when we played them at the Etihad. Salah wasn't doing run down the line, put cross in. Salah was getting the ball and cutting inside and then playing passes. But we had Trent at the back who he could play all the long ball, so he didn't really need that right back to get forward.
So let me get this straight, Tom. You would have played this 4-2-2 system all season long.
I think it's one of the formations that should be used. Yeah, I think it's that or the narrow.
In your opinion, what's better, the diamond or the 4-2-2?
They've both got their own appeals.
What's one more games, diamond or 4-2-2?
They've probably won about the same all things since because we used this last year.
I feel like it's the diamond. You just don't want to admit it.
You know, Ali's in the chat going like, check Fabrizio, and it's Saka signs a new contract. Okay, what do you want us to do now, Ali?
Yeah, I was going to say, how does that affect us? But yeah,
how does that affect us? Guys, Saka got a new contract, and what?
Guys,
you say Bomba,
we're not going to sign Bukayo Saka, guys. Oh, we're not going to sign Bukayo Saka.
Oh, who would have thought Saka stays at Arsenal? Oh my God! I thought
I'll be honest with you. I'm glad because it means they can't go and buy another right winger, and I think his best days are behind him. So I'm glad he's staying.
Kirk's dealt with him that second half.
This guy out here in the chat talking about Bomba.
You know what I would say to a question to get back to Liverpool, bro? I think yesterday was a good example. Again, and Tom's right. We did play it last season, so maybe I'm wrong. But what I think yesterday was a perfect example of the older heads will understand what I mean when I use this analogy. Do you remember when you would actually have very little choice of what to watch? It was either you watch what was on telly or one of the videos that you already had. And you just spent 2 minutes thinking about what to watch and you just watched it. Now, do you know sometimes I spend an hour trying to pick what to watch because I've got Disney, Amazon, Netflix,
you got YouTube, bro. Yeah,
YouTube. I got so much options. I don't even know what I want to watch. You know what happened yesterday? Slot had very little choice, so he just went with what he had to do, and it was probably the best thing for it. Sometimes too much choice is the issue. So when he's overthinking it, he's got all these plays. Should I do this and should I do that? It goes wrong. Yesterday it was like, this is all I got. Let me run with it, and it was the best thing for us. So
if that's the case. Does that make him even more of an issue? Because remember, when all these players come back, what's he going to do then now, Driv? What's he going to do when all the players come back?
Well, this is always the thing I've had a problem with. I've never said it's his ability as a manager. It's just he's making the wrong decisions and I can't figure out why.
He's a
got to
stubborn.
be.
He's a stubborn idiot.
Yeah, it's the stubbornness, it's the arrogance, it's all of that. But
yeah.
he's got to learn how to deal with that. And do you want to know one thing I will say? And again, I think we should move on from him. But I'll be honest, he's a young manager in the game, and he's never had this level of talent or options. Maybe he'll adapt eventually. Like, he's only been a manager for 6 years. People forget that. So he's never had this situation. It's like, right, I've got all this talent. Shit, what do I do?
Too late.
I'm not making excuses for him, but maybe in a couple of years' time.
If you're not turning back to slot in, are you?
No, but I'm being objective.
Too late for this.
I'm being objective.
No, that's fair. No, I hear what you're saying. I actually hear what you're saying.
Sam, I caveated it by saying I still think we should move on.
The only way this season is good is if we win the UCL. Other than that, it's a failure.
No, but that's a different conversation. I'm just saying that I don't think that Slot has done anything wrong with what he did yesterday. And I think yesterday is an example of, and again, because the season has been so bad, people are forgetting. Last year, he had numerous occasions where he had a tactical masterclass, won the game, and we all thought, right, this guy is so good tactically, he can actually go up against anybody.
I know, but that was last year, Drift.
No, but it was still him. If I'm heavyweight world champion 3 years ago, it doesn't mean I wasn't good just because I haven't.
No, I understand that, but if you,
it's frustrating. It's the frustration around them, because if you were doing it last year, why aren't you doing it this year? And then when you see him do it, and then when you see him do it, you're going, well, why we still? My big thing with Slot this year is he's been too. I think Matt used the right word. He's been too stubborn in trying to return to his idealistic system.
Yeah.
So even if we're playing well in a new system, i.e. the Diamond or something, the moment he's got certain players back, right, let's go back to me 4-2-3-1, which doesn't work. This setup, I think, works quite well because it fits more players. And I think that the one thing he needs to do now to end the season is compromise more, make more compromises. You might want to play a certain way, but that's not going to work with this group of players right now. So if you want to try and save your job and extend it beyond the season, you've got to compromise and play between the systems that have worked. The Diamond has its uses. It's very good at dominating possession against weaker teams at home. This system has its merits away from home. It's very hard to break down, and you have a lot of counter-attacking threat, especially.
And when Mo comes back from AFCON, make sure you apologize and make sure you get him back in the team, because we need something going forward before I lose my brain cells. Like, we actually need something going forward.
Do you want to know what, though?
I'm gonna explode watching Liverpool in the final third. Like,
this is why we should play more centrally.
I'm raging or watching Liverpool in the final third of football. I would happily take a 4-3 win in every single game from now to the end of the season, concede goals, I don't give a fuck, but give me something in the final third, because we are drowning. As soon as the ball crosses that center half, it's like Liverpool don't know what to do. We need something going forward, 100%. I don't give a shit if Salah doesn't track back. I don't care if he doesn't contribute defensively. I need him to contribute with us going forward, with big chances created, with goals, with assists. We need that. We need it desperately right now. I need the same from Ekitike. I need the same from Isak, inshallah, when he's back in April. I need the same from Gakpo. I need the same from all the forwards. The forwards need to contribute going forward, because the final third is killing us right now, and we need something done. We need something done up top, in my opinion, and that's why I think him and Mo need to figure out, get me. He's whatever the situation is, figure it out and get him back in the team. Whether it's, as Tom suggested before, play Mo up top, even alongside Ekitike in a 4-4-2 or whatever formation you've got to do. We need that extra bit of creativity, that shots, that shooting, blah blah blah. I don't mind Mo taking a risk or 2 or 3 in the game and it not coming off, because you're at least taking risk. But I think over these last 3-4 games, we were sat here going we need some risk taking in the final third, and that's the element that Mo would bring you. So we need that. And I don't know, does anyone here know when Ekitike is back? When is he actually officially back?
Don't know.
He should be back for Burnley. So we've got Barnsley on Monday. He wouldn't play that one anyway.
Barnsley, forget it. So Burnley, the game after, he'll be back.
Praise back. Are we home or away for
We desperately needed Ekitike.
At home.
Okay. We desperately, we needed.
Let's play Mo centrally then. We could play the similar system to yesterday, and Mo can play more of a central role. I don't think Mo.
If you're playing the system yesterday, Mo needs to be out wide.
Yeah, but he don't have the pace to be able to be effective the way Frimpong was.
But this system doesn't. You can make the system work without that. We can't play Frimpong on the right wing anymore because we've got no right back.
Yeah,
We're also
Bradley.
forgetting that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I just
By the way,
think
what's
yesterday's
Bradley's
system-
injury? Do any of you know? What's his
Yeah, I'm
injury?
not gonna lie. I know Martinelli's apologizing that, but he's still a scumbag.
No, of course.
What's his
I
injury?
just
Is
don't
it an
know how
ACL or
effective
what?
yesterday
We don't know. He left
yesterday
the
will make
stadium on
sense about.
crutches. He left the stadium on crutches and a knee brace.
The scans
That's
on
all we know.
Yeah, but just on what happened, if watching the replay back, his foot juts one way, his knee juts out. It's ACL. That's the kind of one that does.
Brother,
ACL.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of knew. I said to Drift straight away. I was like, I think Bradley's done his ACL, you know. And then I'm seeing this idiot try like push him off the pitch. But I lost my mind, you know. I said, hold on a second.
Even Gary Neville actually said that. You know?
Yeah,
I don't think it was
didn't
right
Gary
for him
Neville
to
just
say
say
it.
something like, "Oh no, you don't do that"? What did he? Can you remember what he said?
No, he actually said he's surprised no Liverpool player done him.
Yeah, because Kanate was really the
I think
only
it's a bit
one.
mad to say publicly, but he's right though.
Yeah,
He is right.
because like you can't be doing that. And I know. Here's the thing: I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, you know, maybe he did think Bradley was player team. But the point is that why is it he was the only person? Everyone else was kind of looking around thinking, oh crap, something's wrong. He comes over and he's trying to do the whole, hey, get off the pitch, man. You're wasting time. Nah, brother. You don't do that. And I'll be real. I said it on stream. I said, if I'm a Liverpool player, I'm getting a red card because I'm going mad. If you're my brethren and I see you're hurt and you're trying to push my brethren off the pitch, yeah, we're fighting. Oh my, yes.
Oh my days, is that what his ankle did? Jesus.
Yeah,
and look at the invert of his knee.
His knee juts out the other way because of it.
Do you know, there's a lot of people that have said that they think it could be a dislocated knee.
Cal, join, bro.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
It's just a really, really bad one, and it means that the club, even if they didn't want to, you've fucking got to go on the market now and get.
Tom, he broke his own record, 55 minutes and 57 seconds.
Nah, you not allow him, man. He had issues with the laptop. You
that old chestnut, the issues with the laptop.
Work. I was editing.
He was.
Is this not work? Is this not work?
Hassan knew this as well. Hassan's a bad friend.
You know. As well.
He knew.
Nasty work. Nasty.
You know,
work.
Callum, I can't ever imagine you video editing. Do you use Windows Movie Maker?
Wow.
Bro.
Okay. So we
you know what?
On Friday.
We're gonna take an ad break.
Callum,
I want to dance. Let me show you how. It took years to learn how to do that.
Right, we're back. We're back in the car, guys. We're back in the car.
I love Callum, man. I love Callum. That's my brother.
Cal, welcome to the show, bro. Obviously, we've spoken about at length like the game and maybe like things we could have done and whatnot. But the main thing I asked, I think Drift Drift made a comment. He said and he made a great comment. He said in regards to Slot, Slot didn't have much to work with yesterday, so he can only play the plays that he could, and it worked out. And Liverpool played well, and he set us up well. And I said like, well, why isn't he doing that more often? And Drift made a valid point. It's like basically saying like the man has too much choice, so he overcomplicates things. And we said this before, like very, very stubborn. And this is the reason why where we are now. Like this manager overcomplicates everything. He's got these own ideologies and how he wants to play football, and he's just not willing to change that. That is a worry. It's been a worry. It's never going to change, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree a lot with what Drift said, but I think that's probably why I'm slight out as well, because I think a top manager has this squad of players, has these resources, and absolutely thrives. And if he's got all of these massively talented footballers at his disposal and he's messing it up, then there's a massive issue with that. I do want to give him massive credit for the performance yesterday, especially in the second half. I can't remember a team going to the Emirates and dominating Arsenal in a half of football. Like we dominated them yesterday. Like we literally had them boxed in. And had it been for better decision making or better technique in the final third, we could have really gone away and done a bit of a madness in that second half. But obviously we didn't. I think we rode our luck a little bit in the first half. But yeah, I do want to give him credit because I think it's fair to do that. We're critical of him when he doesn't do well. And yesterday, I think he did set us up well, especially in the second half. But I do agree with Drift. Like he seems as though he's almost spoilt for choice. He's looking in his wardrobe every morning and can't decide what he wants to wear, so ends up being late for work every day. Whereas just pick something out from the night before, decide on it, iron it, and then you're good. But I don't know. I think it's gone too far now with regards to Slot. It's just a case of how the club handle this. Do we go an interim, which it doesn't seem like we're going to do, or do we wait for the summer to see what the manager merry-go-round is going to be and then hopefully get the best manager available?
Yeah. Why is everyone
really
not
going to let this one go, is he?
What's that?
What?
What I said about Gravenberch, he just now he wants to know who the other two are in the top three.
What's this? Wait.
You know what I'm talking about, Gravenberch?
From yesterday.
I really ain't gonna let this go, bro.
Yeah. Drift had a little bit of a crash out yesterday, a little bit still.
On what?
After the game?
No, during the game.
Why,
It was specifically the first half. I gotta be real, it was the first half.
Because the first half was bad.
Arsenal dominating the game. It's up to Drift for people to repeat.
Who did he crash?
Wait. Drifty.
YouTube. Like, everyone knows who Drifty is. Like, Drifty is a big deal, so people know already. So just tell us. What is it? Say it.
It's for Drift to say, not me.
Gravenberch has just got a man up. Like, he was getting on my nerves, and like I don't. He's one of the weakest players on our team. So Ashley just asked me who the other two are, who I put in the top three with Gravenberch for weakest in our team.
In the first half, you thought Grav was bad?
No, in general, I just don't like that Grav is like a weak,
he called him a Uzi. He called him a Uzi.
Man, like I'm not in all that. Do you know what I'm saying? So
he called him a P, basically.
I didn't think
I'd never call anyone that. I can't believe you call someone. I'd never call anyone in a loop.
Especially not drunk, Tom.
No.
I don't
Let's
think
ask the $1 million question. Who are the other two pussies?
He definitely Wait, no, we've all got to put our guesses in. We've all got to put our guesses in for the weekend.
It would probably be.
I know who just.
I remember. You said one of the others.
Well, one of
that's
them,
why I'm surprised you was. That's why I didn't say nothing.
Watch, he's gonna say something like.
No, it wasn't. I know the other one is.
No,
I'm gonna put in a private chat because
I'll say I'll probably say the top three.
You
know what's funny? Yeah, it's gonna seem like
Drift on my line. Check it. Don't say. Don't. No one read the private chat. Don't snitch. Don't snitch. No one snitch.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Have I got the other one right?
That one is 100% certain.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Gakpo, Gravenberch.
No, it might be. It might be.
Did I get the other one, Drift, in the private chat?
Yeah, it's gonna come across as discrimination, isn't it? So
wow! Oh my god!
I hate the Dutch.
I'm gonna leave it.
No. We're putting too much focus on it. Listen, we're putting too much focus on this. Drift said it yesterday. Heat of the moment.
I don't think the first person I put in my.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing, but I didn't. I was like, nah, you're going mad.
The reason why I don't think that person is Drift is because from a physical standpoint, there's not much more they can do. The other two, when you say Gakpo and Grav, considering their stature and their frame, I
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't think.
I agree.
There's nothing he can do.
But I think Gravenberch. Do you know what's so crazy? See, yesterday, Gravenberch was shoulder barging people, bro.
Yeah, in the second half, but in the first half, he's.
Yeah, I know. Because in the first,
I can't stand. And you know what's crazy, guys?
Yeah,
Think about how many times we've let in goals this season when players have done it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm so sick of watching Liverpool.
He's not the only culprit for that crap.
And you know what's so mad? I've seen Gakpo see a corner, and Tom, remember you highlighted this to me. I think Tom. Corner comes in, bruv. Gakpo's trying to sprint out the box. Gakpo saw the corner and went. He was gone, bruv.
I will say though.
I think some of that is on Slot though, because I think that's instruction. And that's why
Grav isn't the only culprit for that. what Szoboszlai's pissed me off this season with the amount of times he shakes challenges, where it's like it's there for a 50-50, 100%. It's there for a 50-50. It's often in the air with Szoboszlai, and instead of going for it and winning it, he just stands on the ground and watches them play around.
I've seen him do that.
He doesn't go for the challenges.
He done that. Yeah,
Matt.
The one guy who goes for them.
Yeah,
the one guy who goes for them is McAllister. Will go for all of them. He's just a bit fucking slow,
and that's why he gets hurt because he goes for. You're right. I'll be real. Tom's right. You know, Carl. I don't know if you agree, but I agree with Tom on this one. You know, I'll be real.
I don't always think McAllister goes in for 50-50s. I just think sometimes he just comes out on the bad end of a tackle.
No, bro, McAllister doesn't shirk a challenge.
McAllister is a dog. Like he's a dog.
But he doesn't shirk a challenge. Szoboszlai does. He does.
We could have had a counter attack yesterday if Szoboszlai had done what Tom's saying, but he went like that and he stopped. And it was like, just head it, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? And we could have had it. So I get.
Because 2 minutes later, you saw McAllister do it. Because it was Szoboszlai against Rice. It was. And then 2 minutes later, it's McAllister against Odegaard. Now, albeit Odegaard's smaller and a bit weaker, so it might be a bit more easier. But then again, McAllister's smaller and weaker. But McAllister goes up for it. He knows he's going to get fouled and he knows he's going to end up there. But he goes for it and wins the header. Szoboszlai doesn't. I think that Jones also sometimes shakes out of them. And I love Jones, but sometimes Jones shakes out of them. It's a very frustrating thing, especially at Anfield. And I remember vividly, go watch the Nottingham Forest build up to their corner for their goal. 5 of our players shake out with challenges in that moment.
Yeah, I never watched that game again, bro.
But I've said it all season, Tom. We are really weak. I don't like how weak we are as a team. It does my nut.
We're a bit frail at times, isn't it? Too frail, man.
It's an inconsistency, though, Drift, because there's games where they're on them and they're fucking flying into challenges. And sometimes it's in the same game. Yesterday, first half, some of them they were a bit shaken out, and I get why they want to hold shape more often. But then the second half, they're jumping every time. They're waiting for the Cerebro Gabriel pass, and they're jumping, and they're getting the ball, and they're harrying them, and they're harassing them, and they're panicking, and we're starting to pen them in. There was like a 10-minute period in that from like the 55th to the 65th minute where Van Dijk and Kanai spent more time in their half than us, because every time they won the ball back, we harried them, we harassed them, we played a long ball. Jesus and Jokeris didn't win it. We got the ball back. We started building up again, and that adds to the frustration of this season. When it's where's that been? Why have we not been doing that this season? Because it's so easy to do it in this game, but in games where you've got more players fit and you've got more of a chance of winning, we're passive, we're negative, we lack that aggression, and I think that's the frustrating side of it, where it's a case of, where's that been this season? Why have we not been doing that on a consistent basis? Because we'd be a lot higher up and we'd have conceded a lot less shit goals if that had been there from the get-go. If that had been the mentality this season through its entirety, we'd be a lot higher up the table. We wouldn't be talking about top 4 now. We'd be talking about champions, challenging for the title and being real threats in the Champions League rather than just, maybe we could get a bit of luck of the draw and a couple of hard-working results we get through it. And I think that's the only thing that I find frustrating from yesterday, that you can show me it now when it's a bit sort of, I need it on a more consistent basis.
That sounds hilarious, I swear.
Hassan's a joker. Hassan is such a joker. All right, people, bless her. I got to shoot, unfortunately. Yeah, man. Listen. Enjoy the rest of the show, guys. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to another ad break.
I want to dance. Let me show you how.
Joking. People, bless up. Enough love. See you in a bit. Love.
What you saying, Hassan? You saw the belly and you think man's on it.
That's an elite online, man. Let's
go. Bloody hell. Yeah, well, flipping hell. But anyway, that was just. I just think we need to be a bit stronger in the challenge. It's just one of the things. I agree, Tom. I think we'd have got a lot more results this season if we'd have just had that bit more heart, desire, and will to win the ball back and just making that bit more effort. That's all I'm annoyed about. I know you shouldn't compare us to when we was in the Slot era, Klopp era, sir, because the Klopp era's gone now and there were better players back then a lot of the time. But I just remember having like so many players in the team that just wouldn't have it. Your Genies, your Fabs, your Hendos, like your Milners. These guys didn't take no shit. Like they didn't, and like now I'm like, guys, can we just stop letting people push us around a bit? That's all. I just, you know what I mean. I just don't like we get out muscled a lot. That's
But
it.
Drift, I'll be real, bro. Even when we had Klopp, you always say like we're still too nice. We are still too nice.
Because we wouldn't do things like surround the ref and be dickheads and stuff. Yeah, like I hated that we didn't do that either. You're right. I'll be like, no, man, let the ref know. Like we're always the ones who pick ourselves up. You know what I mean? Like no, like
the Martinelli thing yesterday. The Martinelli thing yesterday.
Oh yeah, bro. Don't even get me started on that, bro. Don't get me started. We're too nice, and now we're nice and we're soft. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want us to do both. Like that's the recipe for not even being able to get top 4.
Like I'll be honest with you. If Jones is on the pitch yesterday, that becomes more of a situation. Jones don't take that.
He would have probably gripped him up.
Drift will like this. This is the one moment this season where I went, fuck, I wish we had Nunes. He would have legged it from wherever he was and flown it straight into Martinelli.
I think Diaz would have done something there.
Yeah, Diaz. Yeah, I think he would have as well. And do you want to know what? I was shocked that Ibu let himself calm down, which I'm glad because I didn't want him to get sent off. But usually Ibu is someone who'll be like, you know what I mean?
Ibu is telling Gabriel to meet him in the tunnel.
That's what people said. Yeah,
Ibu was very much up for the situation. Like,
yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest,
he just had to do it when he couldn't get sent off.
Yeah, even though like I love Verge and Verge is obviously trying to calm things down, I wouldn't have minded Virgil imposing himself on Jesus there. Like you've just seen Jesus push your centre back partner in the back when he's not looking. Go and deal with that situation.
He did a little bit, Cal. Like he got in his face. He wasn't physically aggressive, but he did get in his face a bit.
If I'm going to be real, I'm not condoning violence. If we're playing a football match and I see someone push you from behind, it's going to be very hard for me not to punch that person in the face.
No, I get it.
Cal, it's a slight problem. We've got no fucking squad depth. So let's say Van Dijk does go.
No, but then you deal with that another time. You deal with that another time, Tom. Like
but then we would be angry though, innit? We would be sitting there now angry though. Burnley, we've got no Van Dijk for Burnley. Fuck, do you know what I'm saying?
Shall I tell you why
I wouldn't have been?
No, shall I tell you why I wouldn't have been? I'm not. No, obviously you can't go and punch him in the face.
In the moment, I'd be like, yeah, go on. And in hindsight, I'd be like, fuck.
No, shall I tell you why? Because it's not just sorting this situation out. It's letting other teams know that. No, you can't just turn up and play Liverpool and think you're going to push people about because there's going to be repercussions. There's repercussions. Mm-hmm. Like if someone, again, God forbid, someone walks up to me on the street and slaps me in the face and I do absolutely nothing about it, people are going to look and go, oh, well, maybe I can do the same thing. Whereas even if I get my ass kicked, if I do something back, people are going to think, maybe don't slap that person in the future. Now it looks like, if a Liverpool player's down or if Liverpool start getting a bit feisty or whatever, we'll just bully these lot. No one's going to do anything apart from Konate. I'm telling you, that's what Tom. That's exactly how I'd look at that situation. I'd look at Liverpool like a little bit of a soft touch.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like, Cal. That's what I'm saying. I don't like it, man. I don't like it at all.
Like I don't think there's anything wrong with grabbing Jesus and throwing him to the floor there. You're Virgil van Dijk. Grab him.
He would have got sent off.
In the moments, I would have loved to see it. In the moments, I'd love to see it. It's why I'm saying I want Nunes. It's why Curtis Jones was being fucking perfect for it. It's why certain players I would have wanted on the pitch. But again, it's a moment where, in hindsight, I'd go, "Fuck, we've now not got you as well for the next 3 games, and we're stretched thin as it is."
I'm not saying to punch someone in the face, but if you grab someone and throw them to the floor, I don't think that's a red card.
Bro, in this climate, it probably is,
It's not a red card.
It probably is. And the Arsenal player would have milked the hell out of it. He would have.
It's about knowing the environment you're in as well. Like Martinelli's just done that. If Konate runs up to him and shoves him, then Martinelli's going down, clutching his face, rolling around.
Push Martinelli. That's why Gabriel came over like a Captain Save-A-Ho and pushed him.
No, but he didn't really push him aggressively. It was more like what you're doing. If he'd have done it the way you're saying, like really be aggressive.
I'm saying Gabriel Jesus has pushed Ibu first in his back.
Oh, that's even if he goes down, he's fucking crying wolf.
No, but
it's another one where you're risking it.
No, you're missing my point. Konate come over, push Martinelli like what you're doing. So Bosley push Martinelli as well, like what you're doing. Then Jesus has run over full sprint and pushed Ibu. Virgil can see this. You're meant to go up to Jesus and let him know you don't do that crap round us. You don't do it because there's repercussions. You think Skirtle's letting that happen?
No, I agree.
I will say that.
Gerard.
Cal, I will say that I think it would be different if there was more time left in the game, because I think those would have had one put on it in the game then, rather than in that moment. Because in the moment, in that melee, VAR scanning for anything. But later on, let's say 5 minutes later, if that happened in the 80th minute and the 85th minute, Jesus, the ball's rolling through for Jesus in a 50-50 with Van Dijk.
Well,
do you not think Van Dijk is absolutely cleaning them out?
I am telling you, players from other teams are going to look at that situation and go, we can take Liverpool for a bit of a soft touch. Whether that means a late challenge, which could potentially injure a player, you're getting into a melee like that. I tell you what happened. Remember when we beat Man United 5-1 at Old Trafford? Do you remember when Cristiano Ronaldo kicked out Curtis Jones?
Yep.
Do you see how quick all of us got into that situation? Robbo was there in a heartbeat. Virgil bars Cristiano Ronaldo. Konate roughed up Fred. Did anything else happen in that game?
I mean, there's also the slight difference there, Cal, where, Pogba got sent off for a tackle on Keita, but
yeah, but I'm talking about, did anyone else try anything stupid in terms of leaving?
Yes.
Ronaldo stopped all that leaving stuff late.
Paul Pogba tried to leave it in late on Keita and got sent off.
No, that was a mistimed chance.
But I think the difference there is that Curtis Jones also got back up and got involved in it. I think there's a bit more concern for some of our players, like Szoboszlai. Not Szoboszlai, who's along next to Szoboszlai? There was another player alongside Szoboszlai. So Szoboszlai went over to Martinelli. I think it was McAllister. McAllister was sort of sitting there going, stop moving. Because even the physios tries to do it, and McAllister going, no. Look at him. So I think there's also the problem that Bradley's fucking seriously hit, and the players are going, that's bad, but is me mate all right? Is me mate all right first?
But that is what would have set me off even more. The fact that my teammate, my friend, is on the floor in serious pain, and you've grabbed my teammate on the floor and pushed his bad leg as well.
They're all going to be angry. They're all going to be angry. I don't take that away. But I think we're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill here in terms of, you know what, teams are not going to look just like that.
Allison playing peacemaker as well. I'm sorry, your goalkeeper, bro.
That's him, no, isn't it?
No,
he's a man of God. He doesn't believe in violence.
That's not the time to play.
Do you want to know what? I'm not defending Ali, but
Allison.
because Jesus and Martinelli are his international teammates, he probably doesn't have the same vim for them as he would for someone else.
Then they've got the same vim for us. So why isn't he like whose team?
No, but they didn't do it to Allison, though. No, I'm not saying Allison shouldn't have been a bit more aggressive, but that's the reason why he wasn't. Though I'm telling you. Because he knows them, innit?
Bruv, he threw the ball at him on the floor, kneed him in the back, and then pushed him over.
No, Martinelli should have been dead.
How many chances does he get?
Yeah.
No, he
but you know something as well, though, guys? I think Tom might have a point in terms of Virgil being sensible, because we all know Virgil ain't no ussy, and Virgil bags people up all the time. So I think Tom's right. Maybe he was actually being sensible in that moment, and it wasn't about being a soft touch. He was thinking, I know what VAR are like. Arsenal seem to get all the decisions, and I don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize this great performance in the 90th minute. So Tom might have a point. Virgil in the World Cup. Don't you remember what he did to Argentina in the World? Virgil don't ramp, when it comes to stuff.
So why didn't that happen yesterday?
I think he kept his head. I do. I think he was like, you know what? We've got no centre backs. We've got no options, and I don't want to mess up this good result. I think Tom might be right. Maybe Virgil actually played it.
I think it's just a case where those players, your likes of your Van Dijk and that, who normally you'd see them get properly involved and do the melee. I think for them, it was a case of, we just need to calm this down, get Connor off the pitch and everything, make sure he's looked after. Next time it's with you, next time the ball gets to you, I'm leaving one on you.
Yeah, clear him out, man.
Yeah, I think that's what will happen, but it was fucking 3 minutes ago until the end, and that opportunity just didn't present itself. So I think that's where the slight difference is. Because if it was me, because again, I'm only just going off what I used to do, I wouldn't get involved in the melee, because the referees, they're looking for any slight little thing. But if I leave one on afterwards, the referee, they're almost going, it's eye for an eye, and I'll let one go. So I think that's what it would have been.
Booked yesterday. That was crazy. Like, he didn't even do anything worth being booked for. And he still got booked, you know what I'm saying? So, and Martinelli, even today, I don't know if you lot have seen the news, like they've had a look at it afterwards and be like, nah, there's nothing to like punish him about. I think that's disgraceful as well.
It should be retrospective action.
because he actually endangered the opponent by possibly making the injury worse. That deserves for him to actually get an extra bit of a punishment, in my opinion.
100%.
Like, I can't believe he actually, and you know what that now means? It means that other people will be like, "Oh, you get away with it." So it hasn't deterred it from happening again, which is what you're supposed to do with punishment. You're supposed to deter anybody else. Do you know what I mean?
You know the one. You know the one that's got away though.
Taking a cookie, then he knows he can go and take a cookie. So
you know the one. You know the one that's got away though, Drift.
You know what I mean? Like that's just how it goes.
You know the one that's got away. It was before that. It was before that. But Bukayo Saka nearly fucking boots Kirkes in the chest and didn't get booked.
He didn't even get booked. No, the worst one was when Timber cleaned out Gakpo and didn't get booked. And it was a counter-attack. I thought a counter-attack was an automatic yellow card.
Do you know how many fouls Timber gave away in the game as well?
Oh, he gave away loads, bro.
Gakpo was the most foul player on the pitch.
So, like, you know what I mean? But remember, this is the same team that Moreno should have had a red card with dragging someone to the ground like Ramos and didn't even get a talking to. Like, Arsenal have been getting away with murder from officials. I don't care what they say. They can cry and do all the whatever. They have been getting away with murder from officials. And yesterday was another example of it. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Right, people. Cal, just quickly as well. Have you seen the news about Tommy Hilfiger? Because that's the last thing I wanted to speak to you guys about before we left. I'm not going to lie, though. Off the field, one thing we have to say about FSG is, from a business point of view, these men are on some next level. The way we just keep leveling up from a business sponsorship, partnership point of view, you got to give them credit for it. You have to.
Have we signed a deal with Tommy Hilfiger, have we?
Tommy Hilfiger is officially one of our partners now, yeah.
Can he play fullback? we need the bodies now. Also, from the game yesterday, for the first time I've ever seen it, thank God this referee had the balls to it. Mikel Arteta got booked for standing outside the technical area. It only took fucking 100 games.
No, it took his whole career, Tom. He's never been in the box for his whole career, bro.
I've never seen the likes of it. He nearly fucking stopped the counter-attack. He was stood on the sideline.
Yeah, I can't believe he gets away with it.
It's the one I wish in the first half we'd had a moment where Kirkes could leg it down, because Kirkes would be the fucking type to just barge into him running down the line.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was a player playing on the wing and I saw him, there'd be a part of me that I'd want to pretend I slipped over and like smash into him.
Oh no, I'd like dribble and like hit him and go to the ref. What's he doing there? He can't be there. Can
he? yeah. Like, yeah, he gets away with murder. But no, back to FSG off the field. That is one thing we can't even deny. They are excellent businessmen, and this is just another bit of great business to hopefully help the players on the pitch. So I don't know if you've seen the pictures. There's literally like apparently it's not even CGI or Photoshop. Apparently that flag was actually made and put on the pitch. I don't know how true that is, but have you seen the photo of the entire pitch?
Yeah, I like that. It's all good. It's all good. I don't know. It just...
you knew about this from about 6 months ago. So
no. So I tell you what it is. I remember when Arsenal were going through their bad phase and they'd just release new merch or new partnership deals. Like, go and get me some players and then drop this and stuff. That's like, true. we need reinforcements. Like, that's what I want to be seeing right now, not Tommy Hilfiger deals.
No, I hear it.
We need a new manager.
That should have happened in November, but
that's your boys, though, Cal. That's your boys. Have a word with them.
No, I have. I've spoken on this situation now. This is no longer just a slot issue. This is a Richard Hughes, Edwards, whoever, get your finger out and make something happen.
Well, is it a Fenway Sanderson group issue? Is it? They're not being pulling their weight.
We don't comment as a public authority, Tom. I don't like the way you're trying to move this conversation along either.
I'm just asking the questions that need to be asked,
and I'm answering the question you've asked.
Are you though?
So on that then, let's quickly talk about that then. See, are we worried 10 days into the window, nothing done, not even close? Semenyo, it made me feel sick seeing him in the Man City shirt. I can't lie. You lot know how much I wanted Semenyo. The gay he talked now is even Arsenal might be ahead of Liverpool in the pecking order for getting him because Nkape got injured. I'll be honest, I don't understand why anybody would go to Arsenal when they've already got 82 defenders already. Like, that would just be weird. But obviously, like, we got to worry about it because, he might want to stay in London. Are we worried that we might actually not buy anybody?
Yeah,
this window.
I mean, I can't even hate on Arsenal for trying to go for Gahey. Like, it makes sense for them.
It doesn't, but I get why they're doing it because they want to be
it doesn't.
greedy. They want to have all the good players.
It's not that's the name of sport, right? To have the best resources and be the best available team.
But it is a bit weird for them to have so many centre backs. It is just weird.
And
I
they
don't
don't all
get it.
play centre back. So let's say for example they go and get Gahey. For me, I think that's marks the end or maybe a loan for Skelly as opposed to affecting the other centre backs, because that means it's just Calafiori and Hincapié who's going to be the left backs now, and Gahey and Mosquera will be battling Saliba and Gabriel for centre back.
Well, it's not just that. You got to remember they've got Ben White who can play centre back as well.
No, Ben White and Timber only play centre back if they have a real issue there. They're 4 centre backs. They have 4 core centre backs. A Mosquera.
Oh, they have 4 centre backs, do they, Cal? Who would have thought a top team has 4 centre backs?
You heard me say main, didn't you?
Yeah, so we have 4 core centre backs.
No. We only have 4 centre backs. Their 4 main centre backs are currently.
You could play Robertson or Endo at centre back in the same way they play Timber or Calafiori.
Kick him out.
Sorry, Hassam, can you control your child, please, bro?
Wow.
He's out of control.
Tom's clearly trolling. It's obvious he's trolling.
I'm just saying. You argue about how
I
many
don't think I
centre-backs
beat him
Arsenal
up
have.
enough.
I've just heard the words out your mouth. Arsenal have 4 centre backs. So
No,
I win.
you didn't.
I win.
In your
I
mind,
win.
I noticed something recently. I feel like you just want to argue with Drifty for the sake of it. Because nothing, Drifty said something. Because Drifty is spot on. If you're in Gahey's space, you ain't going to Arsenal because you ain't gonna start there.
Hold on, wait. Have I spoken from
He's
Gahey's
right.
standpoint, or was I speaking from Arsenal's
You're
standpoint?
just arguing, and you know it. Stop arguing with Drifty for no reason. Argue with Drifty when there is a reason to argue with Drifty. You're just out here every time you just want to argue with him. I noticed this. You always arguing, very argumentative with Drifty. Just stop it. Gahey should not go to Arsenal because they got 2 starting centre backs that he cannot push. He's 100% correct, and they do have 7,000 centre backs. He's 100% correct on that.
Hold on, wait.
Whether you like it or not, Timber's a centre back, and Calafiori is a centre back, and Ben White's a centre back.
Have I spoken about from Gahey's standpoint or from what Arsenal's standpoint is on the situation?
Fuck Arsenal's standpoint.
No. But then you're completely having a meltdown for no reason.
Nothing. I'm speaking
from a reason.
Clear standpoint. Habibi, when you have options.
No. Wait. You just said, why would Gahey go there? That wasn't what Drift was saying. I was speaking about why Arsenal would target Gahey. It's a big difference there, Hassam.
Callum,
so if you was Gahey,
no. Hassam, can you accept that there's a difference there?
I'll tell you the problem that I have.
There we go. So you get
back in the day when you were when you were a young adult, Callum, in the 90s.
Hassam Lampard deflecting.
You had a lot of options, right? In the dating market. You had a lot of options.
Still waiting for him to address it. He won't.
I am gonna address it, but you keep interrupting me. Okay.
I'm wondering where he's going. We're talking about dating. Where we going with this?
You interrupt me just because I'm Arab. You know this.
Rugged strong.
Maybe back in the day when you were a young
sometimes when you say that, someone might literally only see that one bit, and it's gonna look really bad. You must stop saying it.
Someone's gonna clip it up.
Someone's literally just gonna get that one bit like, Callum does like Arab. What the hell? It's like you gotta stop saying it.
Back in the day when you had those options, you in that scenario is Mark Gahey in the summer. Everyone wants Mark Gahey because it's a free transfer, so everyone wants him. Now, if you're in Mark Gahey's position, you're going to take a step back and go like, fuck, these guys got Saliba and Gabriel, and as Drifty pointed out, they got 6 other centre-backs. Why the hell would I move to Arsenal? So that's just like the thing. So he's 100% spot on from that perspective.
But Drift never made that point. We were speaking about Arsenal, why Arsenal would target him. We all know that makes sense. But at the same time, Gahey could turn around and go, well, I'm confident enough to say, I can displace one of those guys. He might
confident enough to displace who? Saliba or Gabriel?
Once again, I never said he's going to. I said he might have that footballing confidence and arrogance to go, I can take one of their spots. Just like rest his soul, Diogo Jota did. When we had Mane, Firmino, and Salah, Jota came to the club and said, no, I can take someone's spot here. And he took Firmino's spot at one stage.
You can't compare Jota at Wolves to Gahey at Palace. Gahey is England's best centre-back. Gahey's England's best centre-back. It's true, though.
Can you help me here? All right, so
and he's the Premier League captain of a team that just won the FA Cup and I'm doing really well.
You're right. Okay, so if he's at Palace right now, tell me the reason to go to Liverpool.
It's much easier to get Konate out the team, and Konate might leave, and you might actually be the starter. Completely different.
You're right, but playing under Slot's tactics, playing with a team that's not playing very well.
We don't know.
Wait. What if that starts to affect his performances, and the manager Tuchel looks at him and goes, "Is he definitely the starter?"
Me and you both know it won't be Slot in the summer.
I'm not talking
so guys, is Man City the actual is Man City the actual option?
Yeah, Man City is an enemy for Gahey, 100%. I spoke to a City fan yesterday who has insiders. Let me give you exclusive to Kopish, Habibi. Let me give exclusive. I spoke to a City fan yesterday who has insiders, and he said City are ready to put the bid in, but it's just based off whether Mark Gahey wants to keep his word to Liverpool or not. That's it. Simple as that. Mark Gahey keeps his word. He joins us in the summer. Mark Gahey
so he gave Liverpool his word that he would join at the end of the
season. There was a gentleman.
Brother, the guy was in Liverpool tracksuit, ready to sign the contract.
No, I know, but that's why I'm wondering why we're 10 days into the window and he's not here. Do you know? That's why I'm wondering.
Because the belief was that he was going to go in the summer.
Parish is a see you next Tuesday. I almost said it, you know. And Oliver Grasner is a PRICK in the words of Callum. So that's who he is. Both these figures are the reason why Gahey is not here. That's it.
So do we think, because this morning what they said is Crystal Palace are willing to accept they can't get the value they want. So do we think it's just a matter of if you actually put in the right bid, like 25 mil, maybe something like that, bang, no stopping it?
No,
I mean, I think
if he moves in January, it'll be minimum 30, in my opinion.
Yeah, because what you've got to consider is they've got like a very real chance of winning that Conference League this year, and he would be a very important piece of doing that. And I think I think Palace, the moment that transfer fell through in the summer, budgeted for losing him for free anyway. So it's not like they're losing money if they keep him this summer, this January. Sorry, they'd miss out on bonus money they haven't accounted for, but. I think for that club, what would mean more? 35 to 40 million or a real shot at a first ever European trophy. I think that Conference League, you know, the fact I don't even know who the fuck's in it. I know they played Shamrock Rovers. So
I struggled a little bit in that tournament far.
PSG struggled in the group stage last year and then wiped the floor with everyone else.
No, but this is Crystal Palace we're talking about. But they're not quite on that level.
But Crystal Palace are not playing the Liverpools and the Arsenals and the Aston Villas and the Inter Milans of this world.
They've got no European experience.
Shamrock Rovers
Palace have got quite a thin squad as well, Tom. So if they're starting 11s fit and all firing, then yeah, they probably are.
I just don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna pass up. I don't think Gahey's gonna pass up on. You know, because if he stays at Crystal Palace, he's guaranteed in that World Cup squad anyway. So like that side of it is set in stone if he stays at Palace. But I just think he might not pass up on that opportunity because 6 months, and then guess what? He gets even more fucking money when he goes for free in the summer because he gets all the transfer fees, the signing on bonus.
The teams that are in the Conference League that maybe could pose a threat: Strasbourg, Rayo Vallecano, Shakhtar Donetsk.
On any given day, one of those teams could beat Palace, though.
Fiorentina, Alkmaar, I would say.
Fiorentina are in the relegation zone in Serie A.
Vallecano. And Tom, you're also forgetting what the opportunity is if you go City or
Europeans different to league. Like we saw.
Fiorentina actually won a game in Serie A.
I think they've won like 1 or 2. Vallecano.
Oh, they've won 2 games. La Viola coming back. Let's go.
We've also got to remember the opportunity he's getting if he joins one of those 2 team guys. It's a Premier League title. Whoever he picked out, he's got a 50-50 chance of a Premier League title.
That will be there next year.
No, but he might actually look at like within 6 months, I can already do like what I've been wanting my whole career, which is to win a Premier League.
And he can wait 6 months, potentially get Palace their first ever European trophy, go down as one of the biggest legends that club has ever seen.
He's already a legend.
He's already a legend.
But he can go down as an even bigger one. He can be the captain that led them to their first FA Cup and their first European trophy. Because it's not like
he could join Man City and Arsenal and win a Premier League.
But it's not like those options aren't available to him in the summer. That's the whole thing I'm saying.
No, but if they're available to him now, why not take it now?
Yeah, footballers seem to think about now a lot.
because he's got guarantees now. He's got guarantees now.
But Man City and Arsenal could look at it and go, all right, well, if you're saying no now, we ain't going to come back for you in the summer, potentially.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I'm not gonna lie, Tom, I think
you're
underestimating that tournament. It isn't a given Crystal Palace are going to win that tournament.
Oh, mate, look at the fucking team. Strasbourg are managed by Gary O'Neill. They've replaced fucking Rossini with Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, but we know what Europe's
Vallecano
like,
are 14th. I'm sorry, Crystal Palace, quality-wise, are the best team in that tournament. So they will have a very good chance of winning that tournament if they all.
No, they've got a good chance. They've got a good chance, but all that it's not as clear cut as if he went City or Arsenal to win the Premier League.
It's more clear cut. It's more clear cut for him to win that Conference League with Palace than it is for him to win the Premier League with City.
No, I think City's got more chance of winning the Premier League than they do.
100% it is.
And then what if he picks Arsenal? Arsenal have got like 70% chance of winning the league.
Sure, he might win the league. He won't be a starter, but he might win the league. and I'm just that really matters to players nowadays.
Genuine question. I'm not saying Arteta will drop Saliba or Gabriel, but do you not think that there are certain players out there who just think, yeah, I'm him? Not even in an arrogant way.
Also, Arsenal aren't in for him in January. Ornstein said they only want him in the summer. I don't know why I'm doing all this now.
I'm just using an example because everyone keeps on saying. Everyone keeps on using, and I think it's a Liverpool thing. We keep on going, if that player is there, then he won't go there because he don't want to battle with that player. Like, some players don't really give a damn because they rate themselves so highly and believe in themselves that they're going to take someone's spot. Isn't that the sort of player you want in your squad, rather than someone who literally just says, "I'm going to come in and be a backup"?
But you'd want to play for a manager that's willing to listen to that. Do you honestly believe? Cal,
I don't think
that Mikel Arteta would drop one of Gabriel or Saliba, regardless of form.
But I don't know what I don't know what you could say to Mark Gahey.
So if we see this, do we not think Mark Gahey and his advisors are seeing this?
He might, but we're not having these conversations with Mark Gahey either, though, are we?
We're not, but there's people who are.
All right, prime example. We managed to get Ekitike even though he knew we were signing Isak, right?
He might not have. He might have thought we were on
Of course he knew. They've even said they knew. Like
the Isak thing was up in the air at the time.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Do we not remember the whole story around it of Newcastle bid for Ekitike? So then we went to them and went, "Are you going to sell us Isak?" No. Okay, we'll get Ekitike then.
So you think Ekitike was shocked that we went in for Isak after we bought him?
I don't think he was shocked, but I don't think it was a guarantee that we were going to get him. And it's a very different situation at that point. That this would the Ekitike Isak situation is not the same as the Gahey going into Arsenal situation.
How is it not? Isak was considered the second best striker in the league, and already proven.
How's it not? Mark Gahey's got to go into a club with two established centre backs who've been there for 4 years.
But I'm not shouting. Who do you think would have been seen as the preferred starter when we bought Isak and Ekitike?
Isak.
Ideally, Isak.
Not ideally. The starter was seen as Isak. So Ekitike came in knowing that he would have to battle Isak, who's the second best striker in the league over the last couple of seasons, and coming to Liverpool with just won a league, and he's already proven. Come on, right? But we still got Hugo over the line, right? Why? Because he backs himself, and we obviously sold him a project. So it's not crazy.
So Hugo Ekitike, again, this is why I think the situation is different. Hugo Ekitike came in a month before Isak did, and he had an entire preseason. So Ekitike's looking at that going, look, in an ideal world, they're bringing Isak in as a starter, but he's not going to be ready for a while yet. So if I come in, I play at my level. Then there we go. It's not the same at Arsenal because Arsenal
You're missing the point, brother.
No, because it's a very blanket point, which I don't think is. There's a lot more nuance in it because there's a lot of different dynamics.
Yeah, I don't think signing Ekitike for a month, Tom. We're signing him for 5 and 6 years, just like with Isak.
I know, but the situations are different. So when Jota came in, he thought that it would be I'm gonna have to battle for the season to get me opportunity. I'm going to battle for the season, and by the end of it, I'll be there and I'll take my chance. And then the opportunity presents itself because Firmino got injured he had COVID for a bit, and then Jota was put into the starting 11, and he played so well in the starting 11 that it was a case of, can't exactly drop him now, can I? that's closer to what happened between Ekitike and Isak than what would happen if Gahey went to Arsenal, where they've already got Mosquera, they've already got Gabriel, they've already got
better than Mosquera.
He might be better than Mosquera. Yeah, probably is. But Mosquera also has the benefit of having this year of decent performances in the bag. The only way I see Gahey going to Arsenal is if they believe they're going to lose one of their starting two centre backs. If they believe Saliba or Gabriel are going to go within the next 18 months.
All right. So what about Man City then?
Man City are a problem. They're a problem.
No. I'm talking in the sense of, could you not argue that Diaz and Gvardiol, for example,
Gvardiol should broke his leg.
Oh, Tom.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as what you said about Jota and Firmino. Gahey's going into a team with
today. Not everything's just about today or this month, bro. They're not signed. They signed contracts long term.
Yes, but there's also the thing of when Gvardiol comes back, Gvardiol can play in the multiple positions. Gabriel can only play centre back. Saliba can only play centre back. Gvardiol can come back fit, and then they put him at left back.
Gvardiol's predominantly been playing centre back this season. Nouri's going to
play back. And he played left back for two seasons.
O'Reilly can also play left back as well.
Yes. But he played left back for 2 seasons, so it's a case of if Gahey's performing well enough.
They had no other left back, Tom.
Whilst Gvardiol is injured, if Gahey is performing well enough, then it could be a case of when he's back fit, whoever the manager is goes, I'm going to stick with Marker. I can put Gvardiol out at left back. Arteta can't do the same thing with Saliba and Gabriel.
Gvardiol played left back because Man City had no other left backs. They have 2 left backs now. They have O'Reilly and Ait-Nouri.
They had O'Reilly last year, and they had Rico Lewis before that, and he played Rico Lewis at left back. They've had left back.
Rico Lewis at left back, really?
You're saying they never had him left back. They did have left back.
You know, I'm gonna have to agree to disagree. Let's leave it. But yeah, it's good. I think it's worrying. I'll end it with this then, boys. Do you think Gahey ends up at Arsenal, City, or Liverpool? And if so, January or the summer? I'll start with you, Cal.
I think we get Gahey if we have stability. But I don't know when that stability is going to come.
So you're still going to go Liverpool, but you're worried it might get messed up by Slot still being manager.
Yeah, or potentially just not having clear indication of what's going to happen next.
Hassan, which team and in what window?
Sorry, what's the question?
Does Gahey go Liverpool, City, or Arsenal? And is it in January or the summer?
My worry is only about City right now, but my prediction is Liverpool in the summer. I think he just stays at Crystal Palace and he joins us in the summer.
Tom, same question, bro.
I love you, Callum. I actually love you, Callum. That's you, right?
Yeah.
I know. Hold that. Hold that. You just got cooked and destroyed. Hold that.
You could say we have. You could say we have a mug in the chat, couldn't you?
That's what you told them as well.
If you guys want it.
I don't know where that started, but I love that phrase. I see our community use it a lot. They're like, "Oh, lads, we got a mug in the chat." Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where that came from.
Oh, I made it into a soundboard effect.
Yeah.
Have you?
I actually have. Hold on. Have we got a mug in the chat?
Oh, sorry, no shit! It's actually from when Cal said it on the stream. What it is?
Yeah. I made it sound effect.
Okay, yeah.
I was just reading the news.
You got to be such a loser in life if you listen to a panel show and then just speak about one person.
Yeah, it is very weird.
It's a very loser behavior, isn't it?
Callum's married as well. Get off his dick, brother.
Yeah, could never be on my dick. Never.
Oh wow, yeah.
You're just a loser. I just don't understand loser mentality. Like, if you don't like me, just don't watch.
Well, hold that.
Simple as. Like, you sit there with your little keyboard, probably stink of piss, and just say stupid stuff.
Eating Oreo cookie crumbles.
I don't know what he eats or what he doesn't eat, but he's just a loser in life.
You do know what he stinks of, though.
I'm gonna go pick up my kids, and maybe I'll pick him up on the way since he's acting like one as well. Brothers, always a pleasure.
See you.
If he decides to respond as well, just tell him I think he's a mug. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a stupid little mug.
Can we drop the beat after Callum leaves, please? Drop the beat on his head top.
Why do you always want the beat dropped?
Did you see
I
how
love the
excited he got when we did it earlier?
I love the beat. I love
I've
the
never
beat.
seen anything
Drop
like
the
it.
beat on his head top. Drop it. So
Just for Hassan.
I was just reading the news.
And because it's a Friday.
Trump refuses to pardon P. Diddy. Drop the beat.
Who? What?
Trump refused to pardon P. Diddy.
Oh,
Drop the
that
beat.
doesn't surprise me. That does surprise me.
I love the beat so much. I love it.
Right. Yeah, so Tom, just quickly to finish off, where does he go and in what window?
I think he comes to Liverpool this window if City move now or in the summer. The plan is for the summer, but we'll bring it forward if City move now. We should bring it forward anyway because we need a defender.
Interesting. I'm not gonna lie though, boys. Before I do the supers, I am really disappointed that we're 10 days and 2 games into the window and we haven't done anything. It's really bothering me because it just shows me that Liverpool are going back to being reactive instead of proactive, and I don't like that. Like, why wait, God forbid, for an injury or something to happen before they go, oh, maybe we should do something? It's like, why are we not just got it done already and we don't have to go through the same drama we've done on many occasions in the past?
I think the focus this window so far has been on the academy, though, on it. We've signed about how many defenders for the academy.
Yeah, another 15-year-old from Celtic today that we're talking to, and
yeah, I don't knock it. It's just
right, but come on, man.
And
another thing that's annoying me as well, guys, is do you know what yesterday's game really proved? What we worried about when we realized we'd lost Isak for the season. What if Ekitike does get an injury? What the fuck do we do if we let this window close and we haven't bought another forward? Seriously, what on earth do we do?
To be fair, it's a very different thing, the forward line now, because we're missing other players as well who drop in there. So, or they'd have to go.
We are, but Tom, we already need wingers anyway. Then we get the Isak situation, and now, you know what I mean? Like, God forbid.
Yeah, but there's also got to be a degree of, well, something's got to wait till the summer because that's when the new financial year is around. We spent a lot of money already. I can't expect us to go out and buy the top talent in January as well. There's a degree of, well, we're going to have to make do with some of it.
You say that now, bro, but what if we're going into a quarter-final Champions League game when we've got to play Rio and Chiesa?
I'd be annoyed. But also one winger doesn't...
So this is the reason why we should be doing something now in the window.
But then that would involve me having my entire first choice front line out injured. And at that point, I can't think, oh, we should have bought players just in case of the outcome that my entire front four are injured for this game.
No, we should, Tom. We actually should, because it's a very high possibility with Liverpool. We know this. We've been through it before, bro. We really should.
There's a degree where I just think you can't do it all in January as well, because the January market is a seller's market, not a buyer's market.
No, I agree with that for the midfield. That's where I think you're right. Where I think we should wait for the summer for the midfielder.
And all the best options that you're going to want are available in the summer. If we buy someone now for the attack, we kind of box ourselves in.
No, but you buy the player that you want. You buy the player you want. You don't buy like a random. You buy the player you want.
But what if the player you want isn't available? Like most of them
Tom, I think you're once again
for money.
I think you're arguing for no reason, because what Drift is saying makes sense. Some of these players that anyway will be interested in, like a Jacare and that Costas kid from the German league, and like, you know, just like even
centre back you can do now. But I'm on about the attack. We're on about the attacker. You're not going to get.
But it's the same. But it's the same with an attacker. If you got like a young player that, like, okay, let's use the best example we can, Barcola. Okay, Barcola don't even play for PSG.
He's not moving in Jan now. Not going to move.
Barcola don't even play at PSG. So what's stopping him from saying yes to Liverpool? Why do we minimize the Liverpool?
Because it's about the other. It's about the other club to sell a player.
PSG would sell them.
Why would they're not going to sell him in January? They'll sell him in the summer when you can buy someone else.
No, I think they will. You give them good money, they sell him.
They will not sell Barcola now.
Okay, if you call Nasser Al-Khelaifi right now, go like 70 million for a player that don't even play for you, well, you think he won't sell him? Why not?
Because they need him for the rest of the season. Then they'll sell him in the summer.
I mean, I think both things can be right. Kvaratskhelia moved in January.
Kvaratskhelia handed in a transfer request and refused to play for Napoli. They kind of had to sell him in January.
Maybe Barcola would do that
if Barcola handed in a transfer request, it's a different situation.
But he might only do that if we show him that we want him.
I think there's a
mean?
forward. I think there's a forward we could easily sign this window that will make us a lot better.
Who?
Jacob Murphy.
You think they're selling him? You think Newcastle are going to sell Jacob Murphy? He's their best player.
I'm only joking, Tom, because I never want to be involved with Newcastle ever again. After 2 months of gaslighting.
No. One more time. In 2 years' time, when we sign Walter Made, that's when we get involved again.
Is that basically just what we need to do? Is that basically how we're gonna think?
Yeah, we let Newcastle develop it and then we take it. That's how
we will now only buy strikers. We will now only buy strikers either at Newcastle or want to buy Newcastle. That's all we do now.
I hear it. Fairs.
I'm telling you, in 2 years' time, Walter Made is going to be a G. Then we go get him. We let them develop.
Hey, he does Liverpool prop all the time in all his videos.
To be fair,
where do you want to play? Anfield. Who's your favorite player? Florian Wirtz.
Gerrard.
Who's the best player you watch growing up? Steven Gerrard. Stop begging it, mate. We're gonna buy you anyway in 2 years.
You know what? Newcastle
I don't even want to wait 2 years though. I want us to go in there as soon as possible to see what we can do about Tonali. To be honest.
I hear that.
Nah,
I hear that.
I don't like.
They might not be able to do anything about Tonali because his contract's running out, right? So they might have to just do it.
He signed an extension, but in his extension thing, he said, "Yeah, I'm not going to be here for 5 years."
You're telling me Walter
there must be a
Made
buyout then.
You're telling me Walter Made didn't grow up wanting to be the next Shola Amiobi? That's crazy.
No way. No way, Hassan. That can't be true.
He wanted to be Fernando Torres, not Shola Amiobi. Fairs.
No, to be fair though, Newcastle have some top legend strikers though, so you could have grown up when.
Yeah, but that was before Walter made his time. Remember, he was born post 2000.
No, but even Shola Amiobi's is ages ago though, Hassan. I don't even think he knows who he is. If I'm being honest.
Shola Amiobi was 10, 12 years ago.
It's longer than that, bro. When did Shola Amiobi play for Newcastle? It must have been about 20 years
Shola
ago.
Amiobi left Newcastle like not that long ago. Like, bro, Shola Amiobi played against like fucking Klopp. What are we talking about?
Did he?
Yeah, bro. Let me check right now.
He's 44 years old, bro. That was ages ago when he was.
Brother, Amiobi left Newcastle in 2015. He didn't leave early.
Well, that's 6 years ago. Walter Made would have been like 13 or something at that age, bro.
Yeah, Habibi here. We will check now. So Amiobi 2015. Yeah, let's go Walter Made right now. Walter Made.
He's 22, Walter Made.
To be fair, Amiobi was playing 26.
So did he watch him when he was 10 years old? Yes.
Amiobi played.
Yeah, that tells you all you need to know. He was less than 10 when Kaut played.
Amiobi was playing 26 Premier League games in 2014. Like, Walter Made was probably seen Shola Amiobi play.
Shola Amiobi?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe.
He played for Crystal Palace in 14-15.
Ramsey, maybe you're thinking about Sammy Amiobi rather than Shola. But no, you know what? That's what we do. We go on T4 tomorrow. Right, let me get through these super chats before we finish up. Big up Edwin says, I've not financially recovered from defending Liverpool yesterday. Financially recovered?
Yeah, long story. He was cooking an Arsenal fan in my chat. Yeah.
Okay. Cody and Grav are big for nothing. It's jarring. Big up Roaches. That's what I referred to yesterday. We got a saying in the Jamaican community where we say it's big for nothing. And that's what it feels like they are. They're just big for nothing. It's just like, I don't know, man. What if Rio came on and made a mistake? That's the point that I was trying to make, that he would have got.
Yeah, what if Rio comes on and scores a world-class goal? Tom Little was doing streams with Vel. I took a risk, and here we are. Sometimes
honestly, Hassan, though, if I told you to put a percentage on it, because I won't say bet because I know you don't bet, but if I said put a percentage on which one would happen more, a mistake or he gets the winner, honestly, which one would you pick?
Honestly, he's already gotten a winner away at St. James's Park with an unreal finish. I've seen it. Have I seen him do a mistake leading to goal? No. I think it's 65 to 70% he would do something that affects us positively.
Fair enough. Big up AM says, big up the man them. Yesterday, we proved that Arsenal aren't that good. AM, I'll say it. They're shit. And it's the biggest stain on English football if this Arsenal team wins the Premier League. I'm sorry. It just is. I actually think that it will be a bigger stain on them on the league, then yeah, you know, I'm not going to shit on anyone else to shit on Arsenal. I'll leave it. I won't bring anyone else into this. But yeah, Brad also says it's all well and good saying Rio could have come on, but at the end of the day, it's not set in stone that he would have come on and changed the game. Come on, could have come on, lose the ball, and then lose us the game.
But my problem with this super chat is you're saying that it's not set in stone that he would have come on and done something good, but you're almost like making it set in stone that he would have made a mistake that cost us the game, because that's not set in stone either. So you can't tell me that the positive isn't set in stone, but you're setting the negative in stone.
I hear that. But I guess it's just trying to do what's the damage limitation, right? Like stop the bad thing from happening.
It's more so a case of I know what I'm getting. Do I want a potential? It's about risk reward, and I think Slot looked at it and went, the reward didn't outweigh the risk of it, because I think I think Gakpo was doing a very good job of keeping Timber quiet.
Yeah. Brad also says we have so many games where the sub has come on and we become disorientated and other teams get on top. Pause. Slot made the right decision. Fulham. It was only 3 days ago. Slot did it against Fulham. And it made us all over the place, and then they equalized. I agree that I think that's why he learned from a mistake. I've got to give him ratings.
I wouldn't say Fulham was one of them games. I'll be honest.
Yeah, because Frimpong came on and got an assist straight away.
No. Remember, we got the goal, and then he made a substitution, and then 2 minutes later, Fulham equalized because we had to shuffle from the substitute.
No,
don't you remember?
No, he brought on Gomez.
That's not on the substitution. That's because the Liverpool players are pussies and no one closed down the.
I mean, that might have something to do.
He brought on Gomez for the throw-in
up and all that kind of stuff.
No, he brought on Gomez for Gakpo. Well, after the goal, they took kick off. They won a throw-in. Then he took Gakpo off for Gomez, and then the throw-in got taken and he scored. It's not on the.
I'm not. But you do know that when players come on, that like, who have I got now and all that, can play them up. So in a split second, in a big game like Arsenal, it could affect you.
And Drift, I'd agree if the goal came from Gomez not picking up his man in the box, but it came from a fucking screamer on the edge of the box. So it's like I can't look at Gomez and go, come on, Joey, you got to get out to him.
No, it wasn't Joey's fault. It went in, but I'm just saying, like he learned.
The games you want to look at, you want to look at are the likes of United or Chelsea, where. Like Chelsea was a real bad one. We just kept taking defenders off, and we end up with half our midfield in the back line because he was chasing this goal.
Yeah,
that's one where the subs threw us off. But I wouldn't say that Fulham was one of them ones.
Fulham is the bad example.
No, but I'm just saying it's a bit of a coincidence that he literally made a sub and then we let in a goal. It's like learn from your mistake kind of thing. But Brad also says I think everyone's point is valid in this situation. It's true. Everyone does have a good point. No, but
thanks, Brad.
Slot shocked people. Think we played well last night.
We did.
Yeah, we did. We did play well yesterday. Akia says I figured it out. Every time we get a good result, Liverpool fans' brains do a factory reset, and then they have bad takes. Microwave Palmer says very ironic. That the team that takes ages to take simple throw-ins, corners, and free kicks all of a sudden wanted to speed up play when a player gets injured. And there's actually embarrassing footage going around today of Martinelli last season doing the exact same thing, pretending he was injured, and his old manager picked him up and said, "Get on the pitch, you dickhead."
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? There you go, Martinelli, you prick. Martinelli assumed Bradley was time wasting, judging him based on his own low standards. There you go, Brad. Big up. Arsenal doing anything to do with time wasting is the most irony you've ever seen in your life. That team time waste from minute one right until the end of the game. It's crazy. Brad, also, Slot edging me with last night's performance. I can't lie. That is a big ass pause, Brad. That is a big.
What does edging mean?
I can't say it's the middle of the day, Hassan. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
Ryan, I'm sure the chat will let you know what it is.
Someone in the chat will tell you, Sam.
Please add Isak picture down as part of the team. Yeah, do you know, it's in the player ratings. Yeah, we're gonna get us sorted out there. That was accidental, and we haven't just got round to it. I can't see the chat. Tom, as a chat, let Hassam know what it is.
Is it what Caster said?
What the Caster said?
Let me just come back to the chat.
No, not really. You go a step further than that.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a wild thing to type, so I'll just tell you afterwards. Ash says, should do
Pussy all draft show.
Oh.
Number one, and with the first pick, Team Hussam selects Bernardo Silva, the biggest pussy in world football. Don't slap him in the face. Second biggest pussy, Bruno Fernandes. Third biggest pussy, Jordan Pickford. Fourth biggest pussy, Richarlison. A lot of pussies.
I can't believe Richarlison drops a 4. That's a number 1 pick if I've ever seen it.
Biggest pussy, Bernardo Silva. He didn't clap for us, the little pussy.
No, Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes are above Richarlison. There you are.
No, because you know what?
Because Richarlison is just an idiot. These guys are actually good players. And
no, because Richarlison's a pussy, and also a pretty shit footballer, and also has a running joke where he can't win games whenever he takes his shirt off. The problem that you got with Bernardo Silva's won every trophy there is. Fernandes has won some trophies. Richarlison's got nothing of note bar the Europa League. And he runs around taking his shirt off whenever he scores, and they never go on to win afterwards. And he's a pussy. Like that's for me, Richarlison's number 1. Richarlison's number 1.
No, but would we not argue Richarlison's Europa League is better than Bruno's FA Cup? I do. I think it is.
Bruno's got a Carabao Cup as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, but come on, I'll still put the Europa League. Unless he won the league. Did he win the league with Sporting? If he won the league with Sporting, then.
No, but Bruno's also a much better player, though, which I think.
He's a much better player.
So that probably swings it. Richarlison's just a bit shit.
Yeah. Tom and Drift, are we back in a title race? No.
Tom.
Just say
no. Biharath Gauda.
We never left. Second half of the season, we're doing a title charge. Go on, the boys!
Now that is what you call factory reset after a result. That is what you call.
It's not a factory reset because I've been saying this for ages.
All this for 1-1 Burnley at Anfield.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, welcome to the First Shot Reaction. Your thoughts on the game? And Tom's like, I've had enough. We do nothing. We change nothing. This is that crying.
Oh man, Cal, Judgment Day. Yes, you are. John Connor. Unfortunate, Cal's not here. Tom, would you be last? Tom, you would be the last person should call in a fight. Teammates need to back each other. I wouldn't mind if the game finished for a few reds. Yeah, I agree more to thump someone up in the tunnel than get a red card in the actual game and risk us going down to 8 men or 9 men or whatever.
I'll be honest. I've got way too many red cards in football to say I'd be the last one to score in a fight.
Yeah, of course. Simply based on the fact that he's Scouse, I know there's a 50% chance he's going to go in.
I would be one of the first ones in there.
Akia also says, if we really don't sign anyone in January, is that potential evidence that the club don't want to give Slot more signings because they are looking to replace him? Very true. I think
they stopped contract talks.
Yeah. Edwin says the beat drop when Simicast does that move for Diddy not being pardoned is diabolical. Yeah, we're gonna have to rearrange some of the photos in there. We're gonna have to do that.
No, you have to keep the Simicast one. You have to.
AFTV man regretting that Yokeres welcoming video. To be honest with you, Arsenal fans really.
You know how funny it is that I see that fucking still image of them all running around doing this. Like, when have you seen him do that this season? He's so
against Leeds after he scored a penalty, innit?
Mate, he's so unbelievably shit.
No, he is. Slot out. Drift. Bradley now out for the season. We need a centre back. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. We needed one even when Bradley was fit. I'm not gonna lie. Tom's facial hair looks drawn on with crayons. Right, that's a bit harsh.
And yet, still better than Cal's.
Right, double shot. And then Darth Callum says, why do Grav and Gakpo never use their height? Gravity seems his best friend. I say Gravity, him best friend. All them inches for. Hold on, I need to see if this is rude. Hold on. Oh no, yeah. All them inches and his air jewels are hell.
Height just for the
all them inches for spectate air jewels I
Yeah,
guess
so they said.
How do I speak better patois than you? All the
he-
inches is just so he can look at the air, basically.
Yeah,
no. But when you're reading it, sometimes you're like, you got to figure it out. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Wagwan, Drifty.
just for Riz only.
Tom, do you know what currency is that? Take a guess, Tom. TRY. Guess it, Tom.
I'm trying to think of countries that begin with a T.
Look at him trying to cheat on direct.
No, I'm not. I'm not. The only two countries that are going through my head is Thailand and Tanzania.
Okay, which one do you think it is?
I don't know what Tanzania's currency is. I don't know what Thailand's is.
It's neither. It's Turkish lira.
Turkey, yeah.
Turkish lira. See?
I thought that would have had an L in it, though.
Culture.
Did you know that one off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Sam? You knew that
Culture.
already, yeah?
I've been to Istanbul.
Okay.
Most
Yeah,
flavorless.
I've heard Turkey's a great place to go on holiday, actually.
Yeah. They have very good breakfast, very good dessert. Main meals, not so much. Take your seasoning with you.
Oh, okay. Well, there we have it, people. We finished another Kopish Kollab, and it was a barnstormer, like always, arguing, toxic. You know how it goes. This is Friday afternoon. You guys got anything coming up later on today that you want to promote?
Tom doesn't have anything. I'll answer for him.
I've got a great day drinking. That's what I've got coming up.
Okay, I'll tell you what I've got coming up, which Kopish are redirecting you to. This is going to redirect you to the Mali-Senegal watch-along. So we're doing AFCON watch-along today. We are hate-watching Senegal because we need our Egyptian king to do something. So if Senegal come up against Egypt, Senegal will slap Egypt. So come on, Mali, in that game. So yeah, let's go.
I'm not gonna lie, Hassan. Anytime Mane's on the pitch, it can't be a hate watch, bro. It just can't be, bro. We know.
I need my king to lift that.
No, I hear it. I hear it. I actually probably would be doing the same for the Cameroon game later on at 7. You're right. So guys, stay tuned to my channel. I might do the Cameroon game. That's a big game. All the AFCON games at this stage of the tournament are good games. So do you know what I mean? Stay tuned to the channel, and then you may see me doing that game.
Is what if Mo wins AFCON? He comes back really motivated, and we win the Champions League because of his carry job. Hey, I'll take it right now.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you though. I'm not gonna lie. When I look at it, bro, when I look at how strong Morocco are, Nigeria looking good, Nigeria are good.
Sam, if what you're saying,
the only hope I have is Egypt are Morocco's bogey team. That's
if what you're saying is true, Hassan. Are we talking about Ballon d'Or? Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or.
Let's run it.
I need Ballon d'Or.
And then Egypt get to the semi-final of the World Cup or some shit, and Salah scores 12 goals. Hey, Ballon d'Or charge. Let's go.
Ballon d'Or.
You know what? I do. If you look at all the success stories of like all the dons across the recent history, right? You've got like the Messi with the World Cup. You got Mane when he finally got the AFCON. Mo does need it, don't he? It just needs to be the last chapter. Like it really does. Like it just needs to be the last.
You know
chapter
what?
Of Mo's
it would
career.
just be Salah's luck that the year that he wins AFCON is a World Cup, which means that his tournament's forgotten about in the eyes of the voters.
No, it won't be.
No, not in his home country though. Not like it'll never be forgotten. Yeah, never ever be forgotten. Yeah, he's already etched in history anyway. But if they do it, that's it. He's the king forever. So. Yeah, man. I hope so too, Hassan. All jokes aside, I want Mo to win AFCON. I do. I just think with Morocco, Cameroon, Nigeria, Algeria, some strong teams in this last part of the thing.
But from what I've gathered about watching Egypt just play really defensive football and then lump it up to Salah and Marmoush.
They go to extra time in all the knockout games. It's crazy. The amount of extra football they have to play.
When you watch Egypt ball, but you know sometimes that works in knockout competition.
Marmoush needs to step up as well. I'm sorry, he needs to step up.
I agree. Salah
Mo's
played him
doing it on his own at the
Benin,
moment, and now Trezeguet's injured. Marmoush has really got to step up. Like he badly has to step up. So
come on,
we will see.
But
people, it's been an absolute pleasure. Big up yourselves as always. Tom, Hassam, it's a pleasure, bros. Make sure you go over and watch the stream with Hassam now as well. Should be a good game, really good game. Come on, Senegal. Come on, Sadio. And we will see you guys over the weekend for a preview for the Barnsley game. And I'll be doing some big weekend games as well in the Premier League. We've actually got some big Premier League games coming up this weekend. not Premier League, sorry, FA Cup games coming up this weekend. So, guys, see you on the flip, and we are out of here. Till next time, peace.